Our scene begins 1,000 years ago on the plains of Aratai. Two friends, Kasamir and Ratai, are walking among the shrub and sparse trees on the southern plains of Aratai. The two of you are friends from the Skora tribe.
Ooh.
The Skora tribe of Aratai.
Skora.
Okay. Walking around, exploring as is usual. Kasamir's mother has sent you on a simple mission. Find some honey. Okay?
Mama said find some honey.
Find some honey.
And we do what my mum says. All right, okay. Let's find some honey.
And we're in 3, 2, 1, and we're in.
How old are we?
12. Oh!
Okay.
12-year-old Kasamir and 12-year-old Ratai. And we're in.
Okay.
Are you sure you're going to find it this time?
Yeah.
That's what you said about 155 times last time, and we never found anything.
Yeah, but this time, I'm sure of it.
You know, if your mum just asked me to do it, I probably would have found it by now.
But she asked me. She said I'm in charge. So it means I get to choose which way we go. And I say, we go this way. Because there's a lot of flowers around here, and I figure flowers means honey. Flowers means bees. Bees means honey.
I think you've been a bit too buzzy in your head lately.
I see what you did there. Bee pun.
It's my thing. It's going to catch on.
Yeah, great.
Okay, so flowers.
This way.
And you head into the forest.
Hey, look out.
What? What is it? Your hand?
No, yeah, I'm just messing with you. I don't know. Let's go.
Okay. Both of you can make
I'm just woken up.
both of you can make a survival roll
Okay.
in your attempts to find the honey.
Oh, if you're sitting on this side of the table, you have to roll in the dice tower. Just so you know.
Okay.
Okay. No.
Okay.
Okay. Now your turn.
Now your turn.
Oh,
What'd you get, buddy?
one more than them, 10.
I got 12. You've got a modifier.
Oh, good motherfucker.
No, you don't.
Okay.
12.
Into the sparse trees
Ooh.
of this southern plains of Aratai where they give way to tree and rough bush. The
Okay.
scrub.
No. The bushes.
They're rough, eh?
Rough. Yeah. Okay, keep going.
And as you move into the shade of the trees, you hear some sound.
Was that your stomach?
No. Casimir's hand starts to tremble a little bit. That wasn't my stomach. It sounds like it's coming from the brush. Oh. Sounds like I'm going to say that it's a cat. Only a big one.
Okay. How do you know it's a big one?
Because there's only big ones out in the forest.
Makes sense. Sure you are.
And then Casimir's like, do you have a stick or something?
I got this.
You brought a pencil?
Yes, just in case we needed to write something down.
But we don't even have paper.
I don't know, maybe one day someone will make it out of these trees.
Okay.
I don't know.
We got a pencil.
Okay.
Okay. Mum said that if you come across a big cat, you've just got to pretend that you're really tall, make a lot of noise. Oh no! What the beast do in response to that?
There's some quiet, and I want you both to make perception rolls, please.
12.
3.
We're just little boys.
Just little boys.
We're just little boys. Oh,
But it's
God.
Kasamir. Following the sound, the direction of the sound of the animal noises. Not quite.
There's something else here.
There is not there. False alarm.
There's a whole menagerie here.
Maybe your
It was in my
imagination
head.
is in your
In my
head.
head, I'm taken back to a time when I was bitten by a dog when I was 6.
Remember that?
And Ratai was there.
On the ground, half behind a shrub, you see the still remains of a large cat, black furred. There's blood all over the ground.
Oh. There's a lot of blood.
Ratai kind of has this moment where he's just looking at it and it's motionless,
It's motionless, yeah.
and he kind of kneels
You go over to it?
to it and just kind of touch its ears.
Okay.
Kasamir can't believe that he's going up to it.
As you come around the side of the shrub and see this panther, black, large cat. Its fur is, and its lower half, its haunches, are covered in blood. It's dead. Hasn't been dead long. And right near it, at the head of this large panther, is a cub. And it's the cub that turns to you both and hisses at you. It's only the size of a loaf of bread.
It's a baby panther,
It's a lot of noise for a little baby.
the size of a loaf of bread.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Kasamir looks at the stick, the pencil that's in Ratai's hand.
It won't hurt you, Kasamir.
Well, you don't know that.
I know. Look, it's Mom's dead.
And he looks at the panther, the mum.
Mm-hmm.
Come here, little guy. We won't hurt you.
But Kasamir kind of like clenches like the pencil in his hand.
Put it down. You might scare him. It's okay.
Animal handling roll. Animal handling.
6 plus 9.
9. It moves away from you, hissing, backing up.
Oh, you got the pencil down? Okay. Keep it. It's okay, buddy. It's just me. This is Kasamir. I'm Aratai. And, we just think you don't really belong in a place like this. No, don't look that way. It's really bad. But if you just come with us, we can look after him.
Mum will know what to do.
Yeah.
And then Kasamir goes over and then just tries to
Okay.
pick the thing up.
Animal handling roll.
An intimidation roll.
Animal
Oh,
handling.
animal handling. What happens next?
Well, it starts moving away. It starts moving away at pace. It starts trying to skitter away, but it clearly doesn't want to leave the side of its mother, so it goes and it hides in the bush.
Oh, okay, Dad. Just don't.
Maybe we can coax it out with something.
Hey, buddy. You don't mind? We're just gonna sit over here for a bit, okay? We're just gonna sit right here, and we don't want you to leave his mom. We don't want to leave his mom.
Oh, okay. How long are we going to sit for? And then Kasamir kind of like clears a spot and sits down, kind of just like folds his arms over his knees and then just like looks at the underbrush that the kitten's hiding in. And
See, no threat. We're just here. Just we're on our way to get some honey, in fact, and for this guy's mom, And
Yeah, my mum.
but hey, we could have a pit stop, right? Mom doesn't really need the honey until like tomorrow
Yeah.
or later today.
Now I'm going to turn to chat.
Oh.
Chat, you are controlling the kitten.
Oh.
So, chat, Mythical, if you can do the mechanic to decide who gets to control the cat for this round, for this scene, please. And you can tell us what you want to do. Maddie's controlling. Okay, Maddie, what do you want the cat to do?
Kasamir's just like, his eyes are trained on the cat, and he's still like got the pencil like in his fist, like kind of just like behind him.
Kasamir, I'd like you to make another perception roll, please.
10.
Okay. The mother cat hasn't only got blood around its torso and haunches. There's also some blood near its mouth as well.
Upon recognizing that, he realizes that this cat probably got into a fight. And if it's in a fight and the panther lost, then the thing that it's had fought against is probably pretty dangerous. But still, Kasamir is so curious about this cat now that he's willing to kind of just suspend that.
Okay.
And not. He feels scared, but he's also just so curious about this cat now.
Okay, excellent, thank you. And Ratai. And Maddie, I'm keen to hear what the cat's doing. Maddie, we're waiting for you. Ratai, and you're trying to coax the cat out.
Yes.
Okay, make that animal handling roll.
Ratai is determined to have this as a 16 plus 3.
16's much better. While we're waiting for Maddie's response, you're able to go over, and after sitting still for a long time, the kitten does come out to you and start sniffing around. It's clear that she's attracted to the little sack that you have around your belt, that has your food that you carry with you on these trips.
And as Ratai see that, he takes out his pouch and want some of this, buddy? Yeah. Here you go. And then he wants to try and kind of
Pick up the cat?
pick up the cat
Very good.
as he and just starts feeding. Oh,
Nice.
look. Hey. Look at him. I think he was really hungry. Here we
It looks nice. And then tries to like scratch him behind the ears.
And there's a roar from deeper inside the forest. A bestial roar.
What's
Sounds like it's probably only 100 meters away from the way its reverberation catches.
And Kasamir clutches the sharp pencil in his hand once again, and he's kind of in front of like Ratai and the cat, and he says, whatever Mama Panther lost to, it's got to be big. Too big for us.
I think we need to get out of here.
I think we need to get out of here too. Okay.
Come with us, little guy.
And he tries to think if there's anything he can grab from the mother panther.
There's nothing. Well, I don't know. Up to you, really.
He cuts off her ear.
Right, okay.
Do I have a knife?
Yeah, of course you have a knife with you, yeah.
What'd you do that for?
Well, I don't know. I just thought, if my mum suddenly went, I'd want something to remember her by.
Okay. I mean, couldn't you like clip a toenail?
No, I wasn't thinking. You have time to stick around.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back to my mum's place, which is also my place.
The roar is much closer now as you start running, and as the cat purrs and nibbles at your finger as you're feeding it, and as the roar here, it digs its claws into your chest as you guys sprint away out of the forest into the arid wastes of the plains of Aratai and away from whatever it was that killed its mother. Oh. And thus, the friendship between Noctis, the panther, and Ratai and Kasamir was formed. Welcome to Dice Legends. Roll those titles. Hey, great to have you with us. Welcome to Dice Legends. It was fun having that little scene just before. My name is Vahid. I'm the Dungeon Master of the show. If you haven't been here before, then now you know. So,
Welcome.
Let's introduce you to the other two cast members that we've got with us today.
Malo Lavsoifua, kia ora Napula Vinaka. My name is Lungi, and I play a wonderful. Today I'm playing Ratai, a pretty beefed up beefcake that I've never played before. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Oh. And I also haven't been here for a while because I was in New York, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Don't make me back.
Let's hear it for New York. Hi, my name is Truby, and I'm the other half of the player team today. We're going to do a fusion dance at some point, but who knows when. And I am playing the not so beefy, but just as charming Kasamir, the nice guy.
The nice
the good guy.
The really good guy.
The good guy, yeah.
Hey, so thanks to all of our followers, all of our subscribers. Really appreciate it. To our patrons on Patreon, thank you so much for your patronage. We really appreciate it. It's nice to have had some new patrons come in recently. Thank you very much for your support. It has allowed us to make a whole bunch of more tiles.
Oh!
Thanks to your patronage, we've been able to upgrade some of our set elements. Some of them will be displayed today as well.
Oh,
anyway,
nice.
So thank you. Let's talk about our sponsors now. Without our sponsors, we wouldn't exist.
Nice. I am talking about, first of all,
D20!
D20 Collective. Awesome. Thank you so much to D20 Collective. If you need any dice, then might we heartily recommend D20 Collective, who supply us with all of these beautiful babies that you'll see all over our show. You are looking at wooden dice, acrylic dice, metal dice. I know you love them. I'm not going to say dice goblins. You might be dice dragons.
Yeah.
Dice bugbears. Dice giants. Dice krakens. Dice elves. Elves. Dice kobolds. And a new month means a whole new set of special dice. Every month you're going to see a whole bunch of limited supply dice. So get in there, get them if you want some one-of-a-kind dice or really special dice. It is the first of the month here in New Zealand.
Yes, it is.
Almost first of the month there in the and the rest of the world, don't worry, it was very soft. That was actually pathetic.
Quick.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And if you want a discount from your boys and Dice Legends, then use Kiwi Legends. Only because we gave it to you. Just remember that. Yeah.
And tell everybody about it. And also tell everybody about BD&D as well. If you haven't heard, they are the ones that have been with us since the beginning of our D&D journey. Yes, they have everything from D&D books, D&D dices, D&D Magic of the Gathering cards, anything that you would love to create, to even paint, to even erect a wonderful D&D world. You can go see them at BD&D. We wouldn't be the show we are without them. They're pretty awesome. So check them out.
It's so true. We have got more awesome sponsors. World Anvil, the ultimate online tool for building your world setting for either your novel or your TTRPGs, your tabletop role-playing games, like D&D, but not limited to D&D. They've got all sorts of game systems that are ready to be integrated in their systems. You have got all sorts of article linking options there, interactive maps that you can make, and my favorite is creating a table that you can roll on right away. Vahid uses that, and I use it too, and you can catch Vahid plugging information about our world setting in on a few days during the week.
Yeah.
Mondays typically.
Yeah, Mondays for us, Sundays for the Northern Hemisphere.
Yes. World Anvil. Yeah, if you're a DM, if you're otherwise a creative, give it a go because it's really fun.
And finally, we've got a brand new sponsor. You'll see below us, there's a new sponsor in town, Next Level Miniatures. More miniatures, less money. More miniatures for your money. They've got a Kickstarter going on right now. If you use the link in the chat, you'll go straight to their Kickstarter. It's the final week of their Kickstarter. The value for money with these physical miniatures that they'll send you is incredible. There are 5 kind of sets that you can get. There's a cool tavern set.
Let's go.
There's a cool sewers set. There's a cool haunted manor set. There's all sorts of, there's 5 really beautiful sets. The miniatures are exquisite, and the value is just, as I said before, astonishing. Astonishing, mate.
I tell you, mate. I tell you.
For if you can get over 100 minis, and they have heroes, they have NPCs, they have monsters, they have terrain, they've got objects for scatter, everything that you need to get encounters going, and they also will send you a PDF with ideas of how to use these 5 sets in different settings. We really appreciate Next Level Miniatures supporting us. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so get into that last week of the Kickstarter. You got to be into it. They have been like triple boosted. Like they meet their goal and then they've tripled it. They're really. So there's no threat about not getting your redeems. All right, okay. Lastly, thanks to our moderators, and I think we've covered everything. Are we ready to rock onto this thing? Okay, hit us with a stinger and then we'll be into the episode. Okay, guys. Hey, look, before we get into this episode, you'll see at the bottom of the screen it says subs and bits. How that works is a live audience, every time you subscribe or you gift a sub, it gives our players, including the Noctis, the chat-driven cat panther, a free Inspire, a reroll. And the bits, every 100 bits, a D4 of healing. But you have to say it at the beginning of your turn. Okay? Yeah. All right. Let me set the scene.
Oh, yes.
1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago.
On the plains of Aratai.
The plains of Aratai.
Were 8 competing tribes, each ruled by their own queen or king. Small kingdoms constantly squabbling, constantly at war, constantly trying to gain ascendancy from each other. The Skora tribe is no different. Generations of bloodshed between you. Ratai is the eldest son, the heir of the Skora tribe. His best friend, Kasamir. It is an interesting day because one of the other tribes of the area, led by King Brakkur, is bringing his daughter to be wed well, to see if a union between their daughter and Ratai could possibly strengthen the very tenuous alliance that you have. Very tenuous. I mean, the last time there was bloodshed between your tribes was 8 years ago. It is hoped that the union between their daughter and Ratai may be able to bring a little bit more peace. Ratai is now about 24 years old. The kitten that you two rescued is a mature cat.
Beautiful, I imagine. Majestic. Yes.
And Kasamir has grown into being a handsome...
Beautiful and majestic.
handsome...
Oh, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm very handsome.
And has discovered an ability to channel and shape the primordial magical forces around him.
Awesome. I knew I was down for greatness.
And so, the afternoon. Roll a weather dice for me, 12-sided dice.
Of course. That's a 9.
It's a nice day. It's a bit hot, but it's nice. Pleasant day, sun is shining. A feast is being prepared for your guests. In the distance, some dust is showing that their entourage, their caravan, is approaching.
Kasamir is near Ratai, which I presume I am at most times. And Ratai kind of Kasamir leans over and kind of goes, "Aye, Brother Prince, you're going to need some mighty fine fragrance to hide that sweat of yours."
I don't think it's my fragrance is what I need to worry about at this time, brother. It's I think how long have we oh my gosh.
It is a hot day out, so frangipanis, something, for the it's the pits again. Again, yeah.
Maybe is there a river nearby?
Maybe. And if we're in the mood for solutions, can we also make him a bit more handsome?
No.
8 years of peace, my brother.
Yeah.
A lot rides on this.
I don't know about this so-called union, brother.
And then Kasamir will kind of lean in and be like, "Pardon?"
I've had a thorough thought about this, and 8 tribes, 8 different perspectives, 8 different ways of seeing how this so-called kingdoms of Skora should be ruled. I look upon that is too much for one person to take upon their shoulders. So one union cannot fix 8 different perspectives. We've tried, brother.
I understand. What you said has some merit. And then Kasamir points over to a traveling dust cloud. But it is a bit late in the day for philosophies. She's almost here.
A bowl of frangipanis is brought over. It has, and as well as they're crushing it up, trying to get some oil out of it. It's just that you can rub in.
And then he's just trying to rub that in or something.
Okay.
And can we do something with your hair?
My hair is fine.
No, it's not.
It's
You've
in
got
the land.
wings again.
Okay.
And then he hands the bowl back and he's like, remember,
Thank you.
peace rides on this.
Your father, whose name is Hamid, beckons to some musicians who have some drums to start, and they start drumming as the caravan comes in, and they're close enough that you can see the faces. At the front of the caravan, there are the king and queen of the Urpreen clan. Urpreen is the name of their clan. They're riding in, they're at the front, and behind carried on a cart a closed canvas, like tent on the back of the cart, concealing whoever's within. An entourage carries out behind them. There must be 20 or 30 of them. Enough for it to be a threat. Ooh. The musicians playing a soothing melody as they come up. People lining the pathway start cheering. And Chat, I would like you to tell us what the panther is doing. What is Noctis doing during all this?
Ratai is just, wants to, he wasn't paying attention at all before until he sees this mini caravan come through, and then he just wants to meet the gaze of his brother, as he always does before he makes any decision whatsoever. He meets the gaze of his brother. And
What you want? But here's what I was thinking. She must be quite the looker if they need to hide her so well before they present her to you.
You are ever so the romantic, brother. Ever so the that is why you are single.
That's not why I'm single.
I beg to differ. Yeah. Do you want me to start listing off the lovely?
Your mother says, "Silence, boys." The first horses come in. They have on the blankets and attached to their saddles long tassels that sway and swish as the horses come in. The father of the clan, Brakur, has his chin held up high, haughty. His beard is long. His sun baked face comes in. He makes gaze for your father, Hamid, then looks over to you, over to Hamid. The mother beside, rides up next. Her horse also tassels, floating. And they come into the clearing in the middle of your small town, village really. Hamid stands up and claps. The chief stands up and claps. Everyone else applauds as well. The king and queen, the visiting king and queen, whose names are Brakur and this wife, Demier, hop off and dismount. The carriage with the canvas tent on the back of it, the carriage moves forward. The king and queen of the visitors say, "Behold, our daughter," says the queen, "our daughter Beline." And the canvas is open. And wearing a gold headband with little coins, golden coins, decorating her face. Wearing purple, like chiffon clothes. Purple dye is almost impossible to source. She steps down out of the carriage gracefully. Insight roll, both of you.
See, that's why you roll it in the tower.
And can I hear what is the cat doing, please?
16.
10.
Okay. Kasamir. Her jaw is clenched. Ratai. Beline. No insight for you, Suddy. Sorry, buddy.
Okay. Right.
But Beline is a beautiful young woman.
Ratai in mid jocularity with his brother, who's just and it's as if something drew his face to just turn, and as he turns, and as Beline comes out of the carriage, he's just struck, like just in awe, and everything that he just conversed with his brother about, his doubts that is in his mind, just faded away the minute he saw Beline, and it just from then on he just couldn't keep his eyes away from her. But but not trying to make it too obvious. But he was just, but he was smitten like instantly. It was, he was speechless, and then now he's in a place where he's never thought he would be.
Kasamir says under his breath, "You're being pretty obvious there."
Obvious? What do you mean obvious? I was just
Don't talk to me.
looking at the. Did you see the carriage?
No, I saw.
The craftsmanship.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh! You know, I mean, I would love to. If I find out who worked on the carriage.
Worked on the carriage.
Meanwhile, the cat, Noctis, is lounging over across the scene, tail flicking around, clearly the true ruler of the kingdom.
Kasamir knows that between him and Noctis, that nothing will come to Ratai. Like before any harm should ever befall Ratai, Kasamir and Noctis would they're a heartbeat before anything could possibly happen to Ratai. So while Kasamir enjoys the fact that it seems as though he only has one bodyguard, but he has two, and it's him and the cat.
Okay.
Ratai just notices Noctis just eyeing out Baleen, and he just wants to go over and just kind of stroke his favorite spot just behind his ears and says, "Don't you worry, Noctis. Nothing will ever come between us."
I think Noctis is worried that they'll be replaced.
That's impossible, Noctis. Replacing you is like replacing this guy. See, it's impossible. It's just.
Your mother, the queen of your clan, of the Skora tribe, says, "Lovely," goes over and takes Baleen's hand, says, welcome to our tribe. Please, we've prepared some food. Would you please be our guests? And beckons her and the king and queen into their house, where a feast has been set up. Okay. And the tables has been laden with food. Now, I just wanted to hear high level, what is Noctis going to be doing during the feast? And what are you guys going to? What are your intentions during this feast? Everyone say what you're planning on doing.
What's Kasamir's relationship here? Like when it comes to this sort of feast, is Kasamir eating at the table?
Yeah. You're so close to the family.
Okay, cool.
And to be honest, Hamid is intrigued by the displays of power that you have shown in the past.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And knows that this is something to keep close.
Right.
So even though you're not nobility within the clan, you're clearly of value to him and to his son.
Yeah, great. In that case, Kasamir is always just trying to wear like an easy smile at all times, and he'll pick at food, but he's more content. He's a watcher.
Okay.
He will always just kind of be like looking around the room, looking at Ratai, looking at Noctis, and kind of just making sure things are going well.
Okay.
And he sees how much Ratai kind of ogles at Believe, and he thinks to himself, "Thank goodness."
Okay, Ratai, what are you doing?
Ratai is a social butterfly. This is his element right now. So for him, he's all about the moment. So right now he's sparking a conversation left, right, and center. For him, something, I don't know whether it was Baleen stepping out of that carriage, something came alive in him, and he just wants to put on the best time for his guests, I guess. And so he's wanting to get to know more about the king, the queen, and so possibly trying to joke around here and there, a bit of charisma. But really kind of at the same time, just kind of looking over at Baleen from time to time. Just really immersed in the moment. So
okay.
Yeah.
So wanting to make the best possible impression you can. So what I'd like you to do is make a persuasion roll, and it's something that I think you're good at.
Okay. you. 4 plus
You've
4.
got 3 subscribe. You got 3 inspires that you can call on any time.
I call upon one of them now.
Yes.
All right, that's one of the
17.
Better.
Okay, 17 plus 4.
Hey, look, he's being super charming. Kasamir, even you can tell he's being charming. Their entourage is charmed. They're smiling, they're laughing, they're joking. Beline seems to be laughing and joking along as well. I want you
Yes.
to make either an investigation or an insight roll.
Oh, yes.
As is whatever you want.
So glad you asked. Investigation, you said. Boosh. I'm using inspiration.
So we've used 2 of the inspirations now.
10.
10. Okay, excellent. Hey, people are having a great time.
Good.
You know, it's a really good time.
It was line dancing. Oh my God. You know this one.
Kasamir doesn't join in for the shuffle.
Well, there. Yes. Well, sure. Your mother says, "My son is to Beline. My son is a very good dancer. Musicians, musicians, musicians. Play us some music. Play us some music."
Don't, please don't.
And Beline gets up as well. All right, let's see that performance roll. Let's see how good your dancing is.
Come on. Dance now. No, use an inspiration.
Inspiration.
And just like that, all 3.
Not today. Why?
Oh, no.
Why today?
But do you know what? Beline is clumsy too. And so she.
Yeah. You two are a mess.
And so it's.
Instant love, baby. Like, the minute later, I was like, oh my God. Like we're trying to step, but we're stepping to our own beat in our hearts, and I'm like, she's cool.
Kasamir is watching like. She'll be perfect for him.
Beline's not a very good dancer either. Okay, so then the evening wears on.
Oh.
And it is time for people to go back to their houses, for the guests to be given their guest. This is what Noctis is doing during all this. Noctis is preening its whiskers and growling lightly, trying not to be obvious, observing all the new people for anything evil or dangerous. Okay, make a perception roll, Noctis. I think you get a +4 with your perception.
Come on now.
It lopes down and starts walking through the entourage, smelling and judging. As it wanders through the people, it stoops at Beline and hisses a tut, but not in a dangerous way. You get a +4. No, Maddie, do just a normal roll and add 4 to it. So try that roll again, Maddie, just a D20. Yep, no problem, no problem. Gets a 4, okay. +4 is 8. Yeah, everything seems completely fine. Everything is very normal.
Good.
Beline turns to Noctis as Noctis comes by, and she's kind of fascinated, but also a little bit wary of you, Noctis. And she saw Ratai petting you, but she isn't comfortable trying that yet because you got sharp teeth.
Kasamir notices this, and Kasamir says to Beline, "Don't worry, I'm sure we'll be friends in time."
Perhaps she is a beautiful animal.
There's no denying that. But I respect that you can see the danger in her beauty.
She says, "Thank you, yes, I do see that."
Is Ratai in the room?
Yeah.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Still in the same tents, in the same house.
Yeah, Ratai just wanted to say something too that sounded cool, like what his brother just said. Yeah, because panthers are dangerous.
Thank you. Noctis is slightly overwhelmed as there's too much perfume, blinding out even the familiar, slightly noxious odors of the 2 brothers. Exactly. So the evening comes to an end. The guests are rise to be taken to their quarters, and everyone rises and they are farewelled, and their king, Brakkur, says, "We shall give our reply in the morning." And Hamid bows in reply and in return and says, as will we, king. We shall give our reply in the morning. But your daughter is as enchanting as is your wife. They both bow and they leave.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Your mother, Aya, says, well, what do you think?
Oh, Mother. If I ever thought there was a sun within our universe, I have truly laid eyes upon her. If there ever was a star that I dazzle and that glimmers in the night sky, I think I have seen her. I feel wobbly around her. I've never said, is wobbly a word? I feel wobbly inside and even in my thoughts. And oh yeah, but I
Seems he's already written his vows.
oh.
Okay, she comes, she embraces you and says, your father and I will discuss the terms of the dowry overnight. Go rest.
Thank you, Mother.
Go rest. And in the morning, we will announce your nuptials.
And then Ratai just wants to hug his mom and just mwah, and hug his dad. Bedtime.
Okay, and what do you guys do? And what does Noctis do?
We always make sure that I don't even know if he's officially referred to as a prince, but we call him the prince, and always make sure that he gets to his bed. So, out in the night air or whatever air, and just making sure that he's safe wherever he's going. But Kasamir's just making sure it's like, you are going to bed.
Tonight, I will. It's been a long time, but I think I'll sleep soundly tonight.
No walks along the lakeside.
Oh. Is it a moonful night?
Is it moonful?
It is, let's see if it is moonful. I actually have a 30-sided dice here, which is perfect for determining the cycles of the moon.
Totally.
It is 29. It is one away from the full moon.
That is very moonful.
Very moonful.
Very moonful.
29 is a good number. You know what? Yeah, tonight sounds like a good moonful night walk. Yeah.
I'm curious. What questions do you ask her when you go for your walks?
Never really thought about it that far. What's her favorite color? No. Maybe what's? No. Where does she want to travel to? No. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I just know.
I think I know.
What would you ask her?
What would I ask her? What would you live or die for? Because you have to have one of those things.
That's
And I think that tells you the most about somebody else.
That is beautiful, brother.
Just feels rudimentary. I don't know about beautiful. The lake's this way. Wakey. You're very misty-eyed.
Yeah. It's the way you compile your words, brother. It's that resonates somewhere.
I have a lot of time to think these days. Come on.
Yeah. And then
Stroll around the lake. It's a beautiful evening. The moon almost full. Eventually, your stroll finishes and you get to your houses and go to bed, ready for the next morning. But before the sun rises, you hear a drum. Boom, 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 boom. It's a warning drum. A drum pounds, pounds, pounds in the night, waking you up, shattering the silence. Everyone around, there's cries in the distance, well, outside your house, not necessarily in the distance, there's cries, there's shouting. In the distance, you both wake up, you're in different houses. What are you doing?
Can I and Noctis cinematically be at Ratai's door?
Yes, yes.
So when he opens it, there's Kasamir already like armed to the hilt, and Noctis with next to him, tail whipping in the air. For whenever Ratai opens the door.
You see Aratai just banging across the thing, putting things on, and then come here, shield, sword, and then opens the door. See Kasamir.
Perception rolls. Noctis, let's hear Noctis's perception roll as well, please.
I figure I'm getting all the bad rolls out of the way now.
Yeah, I got the 15.
Oh, good, 5.
Yes.
Okay, great. And let's hear a roll for Noctis jumps down from the tree where he was sleeping and immediately heads for the brothers.
Yeah,
So,
nice.
yeah, but the perception roll is not good either. Okay, so
Because we're trained on Ratai.
that's right. Ratai, where you are, you come out, the door's opened, and you can see that there are torches that are lit in the village center. Village center, there are torches lit and there's shouting and screaming happening from that direction. And your parents' house is also in that direction as well.
Within an instant, when Ratai realizes where that direction of all this commotion is coming from, here in the back of his head stands up, and he looks at Kasamir without even saying it. He knows exactly what Ratai is thinking, and he's away. He's
Start running
towards mum and dad's. Yep.
Noctis, we need to hear what you're doing as well. Kasamir.
Yep, following the prince.
Run, run, run. You run into the middle of the town. And if we can remove that.
Yes.
We see a scene in front of you. The three of you entering from this side here. And in the middle of it, near your parents' house, is your mother, Aya. Your father is not to be seen, but there are some of the people, some of the entourage that came with Belin and Brakkur and Demia are armed and are locked in battle with some of the bodyguards of your parents. Okay. Everyone, I need to know what you're all doing, please. And while I set out the go for it. I think you're fastest.
Okay, cool.
Noctis lops alongside the brothers, keeping an eye out for danger. Brilliant. Okay, now let's hear what you're doing now, Noctis.
I will Kasamir, as he kind of takes in a quick stock of what exactly he's seeing. He sees the entourage. He knows these bodyguards and retainers. He knows them to be loyal to Ratai's family, and so he's like, oh, this is treachery. And so Kasamir just brings out his hand and he says, you snakes. And then he casts Chill Touch on one of these people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it. Make it count.
Yes, it is a critical miss.
That's a miss. Okay, great. And if you're moving, move yourself. Otherwise, just stay where you are.
Yep. Whoosh. Yeah, he just takes a step out as he casts this spell.
Okay, thank you. Ratai, actually, if Noctis is up, when Noctis decides what they want to do, just put it in the chat and you can go straight away. What are you doing, Ratai?
Ratai calls out to Noctis, look out for mother. And then I think Ratai would like to beeline towards his mum just to be a barrier between.
Okay, you can move, yes, 6 is normal and 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's just normal. And if you want to dash, you can do. If you want to do,
I think. I think if he would turn, he would then want to put his back towards his mum, so
Okay.
he's like
okay, great, thank you.
Yo.
Noctis takes a protective stance just ahead of the brothers. When she notices the attack, she charges the nearest enemy near the mother. Noctis has huge speed, so you get way over there.
Nice.
And Noctis, make an attack roll.
Nice.
You have an ability called pouncing, which means they have to make a strength. If you hit, they have to make a strength saving throw, otherwise they get pinned. A 15! You hit! Noctis hits. They fail their saving throw, so which means you get to have an extra attack. So make 2 attack rolls now.
Noctis.
Make your second attack roll to see how that goes as well.
You just got knocked us out.
Knocked us to the ground.
Meanwhile, a 4. Your second attack doesn't hit, but roll your damage on the pounce, which is a D. I think it's a D8. Is that what it says? Oh, 1d6. 1d6 plus 2. Okay, and meanwhile, I'll just do all the rolling of the fighting in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Ah! One of them goes down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wheels around, and runs over towards Noctis. Okay, and that is it. Next round. Kasamir, you're first.
Kasamir will take another step forward, and through this like chaos of fighting, he trains in on the one that's closest to Aya, and he reaches out another skeletal hand and casts Chill Touch. As a spectral skeletal hand just tries to grab onto that soldier. And he like misses again, but then his sort of green energy begins to swirl in his eyes as he tries to turn the tides of fate, and he uses Tides of Chaos.
Let's go.
Love it.
To roll again. Oh, Bob!
You're getting terrible rolls.
With a 3 then a 2. That one I presume does a 6. It does an 8 hit.
No. Wow, that's terrible rolls.
I know. Yeah.
And no, you missed.
I'm gonna rest this one.
You guys have got one more oh my goodness. Jayle has just spammed a zillion inspires to you guys. You now have a total of 15, and you've only used 3.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Ratai, wants 2. Let's go Commander Strike. I'm gonna try you, baby. When you attack your action turn. So yeah, he's going to try attack this one here. So he's just gonna go like straight at his kneecaps.
Okay. Roll.
17. What do I plus to that? That is a D8 plus 5.
First is, yep.
Plus 5.
That's you hit. Yeah,
that's
you
a
hit.
lot.
Yeah, you hit.
Okay, sweet. So 1d8 plus the 5. Oh, okay. Can I use inspiration to reroll that?
You can't reroll.
Okay, that's
damage.
1 plus 5, 6.
6.
Yo.
If you use one of your powers,
Yes.
then for example, if you do a pushing attack, you get to add an extra 8-sided dice on, and you get to push them away.
I would like to, if I use that in the next
If you use it, no, you can use it now.
then I'm doing it.
You don't have to roll to hit. You've already
You
hit.
already used it.
yo.
Yeah,
Now
so
you just
you rolling a
D8.
another extra D8.
4.
Okay, so that's a total of 10.
Yeah, nice.
And you get to push them back up to 15 feet.
Yes,
or
please. I'd
Wherever
like
you
to-
want.
I'd like to-
Noctis, what are you doing, Noctis?
Send my way if you want.
Oh yeah. Phew.
1, 2,
15 feet around there.
15. There are slight grids. 1, 2. So is there 1, 2, 3 would put him right next to your buddy.
Okay.
Okay, great. And we need to hear what Noctis is doing. In the meantime, I will do the actions here. So. No. Ooh. Okay. Your guard in front of Aya slays the one that ran up to it.
Oh, good God. That's why we hired you.
Good God.
Okay, you don't have anyone around you at the moment, but unfortunately there's 2. on Noctis.
No.
Noctis is going to bite the fallen enemy again. Okay, you have advantage, OG. Make your roll. Go for it, OG.
They did 5 damage against him earlier as well.
5 damage against it earlier. Thank you for telling me that. Let's see what you get. Go, Noctis, go!
Go.
Go,
You get
Noctis,
advantage.
Go.
Okay, roll it again, OG.
Oh yeah, true.
Noctis be good.
13 is probably going to be good enough, to be honest. Plus 4, 13. A 5. A 13 hits anyway. Okay, roll damage, a d6 plus 2.
Ga.
Dude.
Oh yes.
Roll that d6, please. 3 plus 2 is 5, and it is not gone yet. Okay, and that's all I got to say about that. The one that it fell over. It's going to turn around. For you, you look like an EV target, and he takes this big, massive, two-handed sword, big cleaver thing, and tries to smash you, and gets a 20.
Oh, that's a hit.
Ooch, ouch, take 10 hit points!
Oh, it's a good hit. It opens like a nice big wound in Kasamir's shoulder. Ah!
Now, before your mother, Aya says, treachery! They've taken the king!
Yeah.
Ratai.
Ratai just perks up the minute he hears that, and then he calls over, "Where did they take him, mother?"
She points towards this area. If you show the action cam, points towards this area over here.
And then Ratai wants to call out to the closest guards, "Take mother to their safe to our safe room."
Yeah.
Like, take mother to our safe tower, and then he wants to maneuver towards this
Well,
way.
go ahead. Move yourself 6 squares.
Okay. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I just jump from behind?
Yeah, you can attack.
As I go along, I'm just gonna attack a lot as I go along. 10 plus 5, 15.
You definitely hit.
Nice.
Oh, and so 7 plus 5.
12. Which one were you hitting?
This one here.
Oh yeah, and he's gone.
Action surge.
Yeah. You can action surge, which means you get to do everything again.
Pretty much.
Now that's your buddy. Don't attack him.
Okay, no, not him. The next
Yep.
person there.
Boom.
trying to Lay onto Noctis. 17.
Nice.
Dude!
Woohoo!
Yes,
We got
that tie.
So
Yin and yang of rolls.
Yeah.
3 plus 5, 8.
8.
Yo.
Hurt, but not gone.
Okay, shoot. And he wants to stay there. Can he? Oh, I think he's weakened now. Kind of almost. Yeah.
Both of the two betrayers
Yep.
are weakened.
Okay.
Noctis has double bitten this one, and you sliced that one.
I'm gonna turn and run towards where Dad was taken, and calls out to Noctis. Noctis, finish him.
All right, Noctis, I need to hear what you're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he makes an opportunity attack on you as you run past. Gets a terrible roll, and we need an anti-inspire on that one, indeed. Then that one be the dice tower. Maybe it's the dice tower.
No!
It's not. It can't
I'll
be.
never hear that it is the dice tower.
Okay. It is the next round. We need to hear what Noctis is doing this turn. But oh no, you haven't gone yet, have you?
I haven't gone yet, and I've taken like a decent hit from this guy, and then like the sorcerer's power swells within Kasamir, and his like lightning crackles between his fingers, and he tries to shocking grasp this guy in front of him.
He's got metal armor, which means you have advantage on your attack.
Yeah, baby. Okay, you're coming back.
He's gone.
Okay, that is 24.
Definitely hit.
And here comes some damage. 1! Kasamir's like sorcerer's power is so wild and unreliable that at times it's a static shock and the other times it's a full-on storm. But this one was just like rubbing your feet on the carpet and then touching someone like that.
Yeah, exactly. And a strange magical occurrence happens. Roll some percentile dice.
Oh, Kasamir feels like kind of like reality, just like turn like a fraction, like And he knows that something weird's about to happen. Before Kasamir can even call out. 22.
Okay, your whole body starts blurring and shimmering as you're kind of like in 5 places at once, and he's completely confused.
I am, or he is?
He is completely confused.
Okay.
You suddenly, the sides of you are all blurred and everything.
Casimir kind of like regards himself, but then like tries to remember he's got something to contend with, so he just embraces his new blinkiness.
Okay, Noctis attacks. Make your attack roll, Noctis, on the one who's standing.
Gotta knock this.
While that's happening, let me explain something to you, Truby.
Okay.
Because you use Tides of Chaos, right? To give yourself an Inspire. Whenever I roll on the Wild Magic, that resets.
I get it back, yeah,
You get it
nice.
back.
Cool,
So you
cool,
got
cool.
it back now.
Yes.
Oh wow, Noctis' teeth sink in. Roll the damage, OG. Roll the damage.
Let's go, Noctis.
We need those good rolls.
Oh, and guys, don't remember you got 200 bits in terms of healing.
Ooh, okay, yes, I will need that.
You have to
at the same
Beginning of your turn.
Okay.
Rolls a 5.
Nice!
+2, and Noctis does as Ratai says and just obliterates the one in front. So there's only 2 of them left. The one stands up and in desperation takes a dagger and throws it at Aya, at the queen.
Rude.
The dagger goes wide, misses, goes into the darkness and clatters among the stones behind. The one in front of you tries to figure out where on earth you are and swings this massive cleaver of a weapon for you at disadvantage, and just you were there moments before. Okay, and Ratai, you're running, and you can see the torches in the direction that you're moving. I want you to make a perception roll before we go into the next round.
19
Oh, yeah.
plus some stuff.
Love
Plus
these
1.
rolls.
Dirty 20.
There are horses are riding, and there's shouts, and you can hear the shouts of betrayal, death to Ukraine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, Ratai just wants to hone in. He all of a sudden conjures on his map, his mind map of the city, of where he could actually get the shortest route to get to a place where he can intervene the carriage, which he knows his dad is on, or the group of horses.
I love it.
So,
I want you to make an athletics roll to see how fast you can go.
Yo. How about a natural 20, baby?
The adrenaline pumping through your system, right?
Boom,
Boof,
he's
boof,
like,
boof,
yeah.
boof. And you're running. It's going to take a couple rounds to clear the houses to get to the opening where you can see the torches are. Casamir.
Kasamir sees Ratai taking off, and he knows he has to be done with this guy now. So as Kasamir runs off this way,
Okay.
he just darts along this way.
Okay. So that's 6 to there.
Yeah, and he tries to like bob and weave away from this dude.
Okay. Opportunity attack at disadvantage. Misses you.
Casimir's happy to take the risk because he knows that he's particularly shifty right now. And as he's running past Noctis, he just says Prince, which that's how he kind of signals to Noctis to be on Ratai now, because Casimir's planning on doing the same. And as he's running around, Kasamir kind of spins around and then brings his hands together and just like forms a great big orb in his hand, and then launches a chromatic orb at this dude.
Okay.
So I make a spell attack, and that is a 24.
Boom!
I get to choose what kind of energy it is.
Yeah.
And he's going to try lightning again. And this time, so instead of 1 point of damage, it is 12 points of lightning damage.
Well, and he is knocked. He's gone. Knocked and he's gone.
And as Kasamir does that, he goes, sometimes a spark and sometimes a storm. And then keeps running.
And Noctis, what are you doing? Please tell us, Noctis, what you're doing this turn. Meanwhile, there's only one opponent left. The two guards, the three soldiers of your Skora tribe just surround them and pull. And she says, "Captive, we need a captive!" And so they jump on top of it, of her trying to get her. What's Skora doing? I mean, what is Noctis doing? Noctis will disengage from the enemy and run after Ratai, okay? You run. And so we lay that scene. And you run. All three of you are running. Noctis the fastest, Ratai at the front. Kasamir, you get overtaken by Noctis pretty quickly. And get to leave, all three of you leave the confines of the village itself and the stone houses, but it's too late. The horses are gone. They're out and they've moved. They're out in the night. People have and one of the king's core bodyguards comes to you, Ratai, and says, "This was planned. This was orchestrated. The horses in our corral are scattered. They're gone."
But Titus, he just can't believe as he sees the people. It's as if he's in a mindset where what do I do now? When he heard that this was an inside job, something just snapped in him, and he just wants to find out who did this. His mind is going like, who is it? Anyone from the other kingdoms? Is it someone who has been talking ill about father? Or and his mind's in a race, and so he turns, and he wants to walk straight back to where he left his mum, and hopefully just want to see if we can get any answers out of anybody that's there.
Okay.
Or
Okay, thank you. Noctis, tell us what you're doing, please. Noctis will return to the brother. She's growling and hissing about all the distress and anxiety with everyone. Kasamir.
Kasamir just takes a moment because he realizes they've been betrayed, and he takes a moment to inwardly just curse himself. Kasamir hates himself in this moment, and bends like just a single breath, just like muttering poison to himself, and then moves on. So he's behind Ratai again. He figures that the king is out of reach wherever he is, and so now his priority is just making sure that, first of all, Ratai is safe, and then the rest of his family. And he kind of senses Noctis's agitation, and then, just thinks to himself, me too.
When you get back to the clearing, you get back to the clearing. A fire has been lit in the middle. In the clearing, there is a permanent stone circle, which is used for fire celebrations and things like that. It has been lit to get as much illumination as possible. The bodies of both the fallen on both sides of the conflict have been laid out. The woman who had been bitten by Noctis and then taken captured by the others is injured very badly, is bleeding, and is probably going to bleed out fairly shortly, but has been bound and is slumped on the ground near the fire, which is crackling away. Your mother, Aya, is pacing back and forth, very distressed. The guards that are there are not all of the guards. It would seem that the guards that were looking after the horses have been killed. It's been a bloody night. Aya runs up to you, Ratai, and holds you and says, they snuck in into our house, held a knife to my throat, and took your father.
How dare they? How dare they come into our house? Into Skora. I am so sorry, Mother. This is my fault. There's thoughts that are running through. It's between rage and anger, and Ratai just wants to leave his mother, and he wants to walk towards where I guess the fallen have been kind of laying, and he wants to, as he walks, he looks into the faces of the men that have passed, and some familiar, some of them he kind of would have recognized. And then he lays his eyes on the bloodied woman. Has she got anything muscular? Or do we?
No, she's standing there. She's clearly a warrior. She's strong, muscular woman, just kind of slumped near the fire pit, and she meets your eyes with defiance and fearlessness in her eyes.
To whom do you belong to?
She doesn't say anything in response.
To whose clan do you belong to?
She turns away from your gaze and just looks into the fireplace. Kasamir, what you doing?
Kasamir's kind of got like 100-yard stare right now. And then he's kind of woken up by Ratai raising his voice. And then he just says to Ratai, he says, it's unfortunately exactly what it looks like. The people of your princess, your betrothed, have betrayed us. And we were too blind to see it. I was too blind to see it.
We led them right into our mist. We opened up our arms to them, brother. And this is how they choose to repay us?
And then he will look into the eyes of this warrior woman, and he wants to kind of see her metal and just try and work out if he could possibly get any answers out of her, or if she's going to die knowing what she knows.
Make an insight roll to see if you can have a gauge of her kind of will and her mental state.
I am prepared to. It's a fine roll, but I'm just going to roll. I'm going to take one of those inspirations.
You one of those inspirations? Okay.
Yes. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay. You ready for this?
Yeah.
She's getting weaker by the moment.
Mm-hmm.
She has a look of defiance in her eyes that shows that she doesn't intend to speak. That is her intention.
He says, Prince, take your mother from here.
I still want to. Okay. Ratai goes over to Mum and takes Mum away.
Once she's away, Kasamir kicks the woman onto the fire.
She falls into the fire, screaming.
And then Kasamir kind of just watches for just a second.
And she screams, and
then he'll likewise leave.
And she dies, and her screams tail off. They last for about 5 seconds of pure agony, and then she is dead. Noctis, what are you doing during all this? Your mother says to you, as you're walking away, says, The only thing I can think of is ransom. But what would they? Why would they? They had an opportunity to kill him, but they did not.
What could they be bargaining for?
Indeed, exactly. What could they be bargaining for?
And why they were here under the sham of marriage.
Ratai's mind goes, like, out of all of this, he just all of a sudden had Beline come into his mind. And he's now in he's now in a state where wait, did she bring people intentionally? Like, no, she couldn't. She's Beline. And so he's in a bit of a conundrum in his mind, and he's going back and forth, and he comes back and and he starts thinking about his father, and like, but what? But why?
Kasamir can read Ratai's mind and can see like the internal struggle that's happening here, and he says, there is a chance that Beline is a victim here too.
I don't understand, brother. This is the bloodshed. What for? We need to. Where is Lady Beline?
Your mother says, while you two and ran after those traitors, I instructed guards to search the houses. I'm sure they'll come back with answers soon.
Is there any other way that we can Latai's trying to think about a way of how he could get a clue to where his father may have been taken, or their father.
Sure. Well, I mean, there's they traveled a whole bunch of horses at speed. They leave hoof marks. If they were going to the European clan or tribe, that is known. While you're pondering this, the guards return and say, Queen Aya, the houses are empty.
We will not rest until we retreat, Father.
If he's alive, then, and they intend to bargain for him,
I am not going to be bargaining with traitors. When we find Father, we lay waste to all those who have done this.
Are you sure, Ratai? Are you sure? Is that the leader you will be, Ratai?
I don't know, brother.
Look at me and answer me. Is that who you're going to be? What are you going to do with this rage, Ratai?
I feel as though my mind is clouded, but I've got so much rage, brother. We opened up our arms respectfully. We gave them our love. We opened up our gates. To our people, that is the most highest of gratitudes that we can show another human being. For it to be decimated like this, brother, I don't know what to do with this rage.
Then hold on to it then. Save it. Savor it. Keep it in your heart. And then, as you said, when we find them, you will lay waste to them.
Although as Ratai hears those words, later to waste, there's a part of him that doesn't want to admit, but that's not what he wants. It's what his rage is saying. But but he doesn't want to say it back to his brother. Yes, brother.
While you guys are talking, Noctis is sniffing on the ground. Sniffing. Roll, please, and you get advantage on all checks involving scent. So you can, Redial, I see that you're doing controlling Noctis. You get to roll it twice and take the best one. And I'm pretty sure that you get just a +2 onto that. A 3, that's not very good. Come on,
not the second one.
Come on, Redial, get a good roll. The second one. Yeah, let's see. Perception's +4. You get a +4. Identical message. Try again, Redial. Hit that. Just roll ! Roll, and it'll come up with your next roll. Let's see what it is. Otherwise, I will roll for you. Let's see if it comes in the next.
Oh, there you go.
3.
The team is all about the 3s, the 4s, and the 5s. Today.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Noctis is just too confused. Maybe the dust it's been dry, the dust has been kicked up, and you just can't get a good scent off them. Good idea, though, might be for future. Your mother speaks and says, "We must get your father back, and quickly. If you intend to bring him back, you would have my blessings." How? I mean, how will you do it? A small group? A large party? I do not want us to send out a full war party.
We don't need to send an army or a party, Mother. I will go. We will go. Brother.
We may be able to penetrate the defenses unseen. If it's just the 3 of us.
And while you do that, Noctis turns around and gives an apologetic about not being able to find the scent, and then comes and nudges its head against your hands, both of your hands.
And Kasamir doesn't show many people affection, but he does pet Noctis, and then he has like a dried ear on like a thong of leather, and will kind of just like rubs it into like against Noctis. It's just, it's like a comforting talisman, and we'll just like kind of fix it. They don't always leave it on Noctis because otherwise it will fall off sometimes. But yeah, we'll just kind of like remind him of his mother's scent, or remind her, just to kind of comfort her. And then Kasamir says, "Well, it's not an unfair assumption to think that they've gone home, but these tracks should lead us somewhere."
Whether it takes us how long it has to take us.
We could go now.
We can go. We'll have to.
It's our best chance of surprise.
I agree, says Aya. I agree. Well, may blessings follow you where you go. And take with you Nimtarel. Nimtarel knows the tracks well. She can help you as well.
What do we know of her?
Nimtarel is a scout. She's a very, very good scout for for your clan, for the Skora tribe. When going on raids, because raiding is a really common practice between the tribes. When going on raids, she's usually point. to determine where people are, when is the right time to raid. She's very skilled.
Kasamir then silently approves of this. He's we're putting the best on.
Only the best.
We leave now, she says. Nimtrel comes out and bows to you. We're leaving now, are we?
That's right.
Let's go.
Thank you, Mintrel.
A couple of the scattered horses have been found. The three of you, so Noctis stands up and growls, indicating he's ready to help with the tracking. And the four of you.
Yeah, Noctis and Nimtara can kind of take the tracking by, like, amongst themselves, and Kasamir is just focused on Ratai's kind of mental state right now.
And the four of you head into the darkness, towards the kingdom of Urpreen, the enemy tribe. And with that, we'll take a small break as you head into the darkness, desperate to find your father and retrieve him. Okay, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. Thanks everyone. Thanks for all the subs. Thanks for the bits. And haven't used any bits yet, but they may come in handy.
They're going to come in handy very soon.
I actually can. I could do with some.
And we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Thanks for all the raids. Thanks for the bits. Julie Cell, thank you for the raid a little while ago. Really appreciate it. And the Vactare, thank you for the raid as well. Really appreciate it. We'll catch you guys in 10 minutes. Catch you soon.
See you soon.
Hey there, fellow adventurers. Want to dive deeper into the world of Dice Legends? Join our incredible Patreon community. We have 3 tiers for different levels of involvement. First, our official Patreon tier is perfect for supporting the show without breaking the bank. Get news about the show and gifts of art and music. Next, our Lore Legends tier is for those craving hidden tales and untold secrets. Get unlimited access to our exclusive and constantly expanding lore document, as well as behind-the-scenes content. Finally, our World Builder tier offers the ultimate Dice Legends experience. As well as all the news and gifts and lore, you get to collaborate with us, contribute ideas, and see your creations come to life in future episodes. To choose the tier that suits you best, head over to our Patreon page now, linked below, and level up your Dice Legends experience. Welcome back. Great to have you with us. Thanks for joining our show. Welcome to Dice Legends. If you're new to our channel, please hit us with a follow. We'd really love that. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit us with a sub. We'd really appreciate that as well. And you'll notice that it says subs and boosts at the bottom of the screen. Every sub here live on Twitch gives an inspiration to our players, and every 100 boosts gives a D4 healing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for everyone who's already done that. Really appreciate it.
Did you say thank you very much?
Very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for watching. Hyong.
Are we ready to get into it?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
can't wait.
So we left you riding out of the city of Skora, accompanied by Noctis, your animal companion Panther. Your guide, Nim Terrell, has expertly guided you. So tell me what your hopes and dreams are. The tracks do indeed lead to the Yurparine nation, tribe, clan, city. All right? What is your plan? What is your hopes? What are you wanting to do?
Ratai just would love to, I guess, with the help of his brother and Noctis, navigate as closely as possible to where they possibly think. Also, kind of making sure, not that he doesn't trust their tracker, but just making sure that these are the tracks that we're meant to be tracking. Trying to work out how many may have created this, just to kind of get ready to see how many people may be with their father. But now they're back in Perrine, there might be more than anticipated. So, but yeah, getting ready. And otherwise, and so he kind of has a plan, but doesn't have a plan. But it is a plan. You'll know what I mean when my brothers are by my side. It's a plan, but in his mind, it's going to work out just how they planned.
Okay,
But
thank
didn't
you.
plan.
Don't worry. She's picking the right path.
I know that. I'm sure she is. I just. How did you? And then he just kind of shakes it off.
We'll find him.
And Kasamir, is there anything in particular that you're thinking of doing or wanting to do? I'm trying to figure out what's your next plan?
Follow the tracks.
Follow the tracks. Oh, the tracks are pretty clear. They've moved at pace for as long as they could. To get to this, you've been traveling for a couple of days. We haven't been able to catch up to them, for they have ridden without taking breaks. The horses are exhausted for everyone. Their nation is to the south of the Aratai plain. So it is more forested area than where you guys are. The time of day that you arrive in their lands is completely up to you. You can expect that there will be, just like in your kingdom, you can expect that there will be patrols that go around the countryside watching for invasion. And the city itself is within their lands. So we come back into the scene as you're entering into their lands. Tell me, what is your intention? What are you wanting to do?
Rather than, I don't know, wing it and try and just sneak in, rather just do this by timing, like notice when one patrol's gone and give it enough time and then like move forward. And he'll do so, he'll consult with Nim Terrell because she's been pretty good at keeping us out of danger throughout our lifetime of being, a Skora tribesman, So he's kind of conferring with her just to make sure.
Okay.
But he figures a band of 4, they might be looking for a war party, but they hopefully won't expect
Yeah.
just the 4 of us.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. Noctis is doing his best to help, sniffing tracks and trying to pick up scents, making sure that they won't be ambushed and are going in the right direction. Okay, Noctis, make a perception roll
That's a fair point.
for us to make sure to be on the alert for the scent of your enemies. If you can make that roll, please redial. And Deholia, thanks for the those extra bits. Oh. Wow, a 3 again.
Haha.
Wow. Noctis is doing. Do you want to use one of those inspires? Why don't you use one of the inspires?
Yeah, for sure.
Go for it. Use one of the inspires. Roll again. Wow. So many
I
threes.
bet you it's a 3.
Please don't be afraid.
There's a 14
Oh, yeah, we'll
is
take that.
much better.
Beautiful.
Okay. Thank you. You between Noctis's sniffing and growling or whenever there's anyone close, and Nintrell's scouting ability and Kasamir's strategic thinking about waiting and noticing the timing between guards and the directions that they're coming, you successfully infiltrate into the kingdom. And the city in front of you, village perhaps, it's somewhere in between a village and a town. It's not a city, that's for sure. It's a beautiful place. They clearly like arches as part of an architectural feature. A lot of arches, columns are circular columns, and they have cultivated ivy and other creepers to go up it. So it gives the place a coolness as in temperature, cool appearance in arches. In terms of size, we're probably looking at thousands of people, not tens of thousands of people. Similar size to your tribe. What is your plan? Daytime, nighttime, what are you doing? What are you doing, guys?
What kind of... How do you enter this city? Like, is it gate? Is it like...
Sure, okay. There is a simple wall, a stone wall around it, and there are 3 entrances into it.
Kasamir doesn't have any, like... He doesn't believe that they're going to be recognized. Like, there's no way for them to know what they look like, really. Yeah, he's still... Yeah, so all they need to do is not look suspicious, he figures.
And just walk in.
Yeah, walk in as though they're any old travelers. So they'll just need a short story about what exactly they're doing here. They could look like traders, but they don't have a lot of gear. So the next best thing...
We trade in wildcats. No. Thinking out loud.
No, it's fine, Ratai. Spitballing is a good idea here.
Who, and Ninterel asks, who will recognize you?
Berlin.
Aline?
Any that road to any that road here, any that road to our tribe.
It's possible that some of the guards on the walls may have been, they're likely to have been rested though. They're likely after this long, because we're only arriving here some hours after them.
It's not unreasonable for them to be expecting us. Okay.
Noctis growls at the suggestion of being traded.
At a close-ish investigation, like how does it look like there's many people on a gate?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Make that investigation roll.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to do so at a distance. 15.
Yeah. Look.
Yeah.
Each gate has 2 people. It would appear that the stone wall must have a a walkway behind it, an elevated platform around it, because there are guards that are able to walk around, and they are doing circles in both directions on the other side of the stone wall, which kind of shows chest up.
Are we at all dressed differently to this new city / clan?
You left
citizens?
straight away. You didn't get changed. You didn't take a change of clothing.
Okay.
You are, I'm assuming, dressed as you left.
Okay.
Sure. I
Does-
mean, like, we weren't, we didn't have a lot of time to strategize, but surely Kasamir retired it, you know?
Okay, fine. Okay, you've got light traveling. You have light traveling supplies. Okay.
That we can, then therefore use that. In other words, if we stand up like a sore thumb, we'd like to blend in something.
Yeah, like
the-
traveling cloaks at least.
Okay. You're gonna try to.
But Kasamir looks at like the gate and he says, "It won't give us a lot of time, but I've got a way in for us."
Okay.
And then Kasamir will like look at Ratai and then he'll say, "See you shortly," and then he will disappear.
Oh.
And cast invisibility.
Okay.
Wish I could do that.
Okay. Great. You become invisible. What are you doing?
Then he wants to approach the gate and kind of just like observe these guards that are kind of standing on the gate. Doesn't really particularly matter what they're doing, but he's just trying to pick a moment where there doesn't seem to be many other people around.
Yeah.
And then as he finds a discreet moment, he then he now prepares another spell and casts sleep on the two of these guards.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm going to need exactly these. So that is 6, 9, that is 16, that is 22.
22.
Yeah!
And both of them standing there, kind of chatting, and suddenly collapse on the ground.
And Kasamir's like catching one, trying to like help one of them to the ground, and just trying to like discreet this up as possible. As that happens, Kasamir like comes back into view, and then he looks at the rest of his team, and he's like,
Okay. And please tell us what Noctis is doing. Nimterel gets up and moves forward at pace, trying not to look conspicuous, not like sprinting or anything like that, but walking at pace. What are you doing, sir?
Yep, Ratai follows suit, and he's just like, nice. In his mind is like, yes, another one. And then, makes his way as stealthily as possible
Okay,
towards
great.
the opening.
Okay, you guys get to the opening of into this town of Europrene. Things are close together. Once you set up a wall around a city, people tend to pack in the city, right? And so, what's the next plan, guys? Noctis keeps pace and follows your lead. Okay, great. Yeah, and there's normal sounds. What time of day is this, by the way? What time were you wanting to do this? Day or night, I should say.
like I think night is actually harder to try to get in, so I think daytime's the best.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so the sounds of their market is going on further in the town. People are wandering around. Yeah, okay, what are you doing, guys?
Okay, now we've got to find where Dad is.
Walking through the city, trying to keep as not as obvious, but Ratai wants to see if he can, where there's a concentration, because he is thinking in his mind, those who took his father, their dad, would have been professionals. If I was a professional, where would I congregate? Is there a place, like it could have been guards, it could have been soldiers, And so away, possibly in the market. So he's just gonna maybe kind of just track around and see if he notices anybody that fits this description that is in his mind somewhere in the market.
Okay.
But also would love to, without alerting, maybe even strike up a conversation with anybody around who may know.
Okay. Okay. All right. Getting a feel for the place. Starting with a conversation. The market, which is close by the gate, is busy. There's lots of people there. There are a couple of guards that are running around, but there's a whole bunch of people that are selling meat, produce, leather goods, herbs, spices. You can make an insight roll to see if you can find someone that you think might be an appropriate person to talk to.
12. What do I add to that? Plus 4?
Insight. Insight.
Plus 1. 13.
Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah. There's a kindly looking elderly couple who's selling yarn. Yarn. It's pretty near the center, so anyone that came through would have gone past them.
Greetings to you in the name
Hello, travelers.
hello. Greetings in the name of the 8 Kingdoms. My name is Ratai. My brother and I have just been looking for an entourage of friends that may have passed here in the last day, half a day.
And the man says, Ratai, like the prince of the neighboring kingdom.
No, I get that a lot. No, he's I was named after him because being a great man and all, and well renowned for his strong jaw and majestic like figure. But no, that's not me.
Kasamir for a minute is thinking, I'm gonna have to kill these 2 lovely old people.
but thank you for the compliment. But wondering, do by any chance see an entourage of people come through here? In a rush, maybe.
Hi, I'm the leader of your enemy. Have you seen my dad?
Like Ratai could see just what his brother is thinking as a
Kasamir's eyes are 2 fiery red orbs staring into the back of your head.
It's gonna work. It's going to work. Charm. Come on, brother. Charm.
They say, an entourage of people walking past here, you say?
Maybe riding, maybe on horses.
They look at each other. The woman says, they're frequently soldiers that come and go from here in large groups. We don't really pay much attention to when groups come through like that.
Okay. If I was a group of people on horseback and possibly, just coming through here, where would I be heading exactly? If theoretically I was a group.
You would be...
Kasamir's thinking, how quickly could I slash their throats? How would I have to cast a spell? Am I just going to have to burn this whole stall down? Like, what am I going to have to do?
Another a patron comes in over to the stall as well, sees that you guys are in conversation, starts pointing to some of the gray yarn, and the woman says, yes, dear, be right with you, and turns to you and says, the guards of the king and queen have their barracks near the royal house.
Which way is that? Would that be to the left, to the right? Straight ahead.
Just straight ahead.
Thank you. Hey, thank you dearly. I really enjoyed this
yarn. Anyway, here's some, and just hands over just a few coins. I think
few coins.
he may have had in his pocket.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then, like, as his brother departs, as Ratai departs, Kasamir looks at the amount on the table and he says, "I'll double that on our departure."
So kind, brother. So kind. Okay.
Understood.
See? A little bit of conversation, a little bit of fun, and you never know.
Noctis, make your
No
roll.
lives were lost.
No lives are lost. Noctis, make your perception roll, please. At advantage if you're smelling. So whoever's controlling Noctis, roll perception twice and take the best one. A 6. Man, Redial, you're getting terrible rolls. Okay, what's your second roll?
Got it. You got it.
A 15 is much better.
Oh, yes.
It is very clear to you, Noctis, that because of the horse poop, that a number of horses have very recently traveled this way, and you can easily catch their scent and easily know which way they're heading. All right, what are you doing, Noctis? And what are you guys doing? We can say that Nimterel didn't approach the stall owners. She just kind of kept out, trying to look inconspicuous and looking around.
Kasimir's hoping that they get close enough to the barracks to kind of, that Noctis can kind of eventually twig on to Ratai's dad's scent. He's just looking to it, just going to arrive at the barracks, basically.
Okay. Well, Noctis kind of pulls on yours and indicates up ahead, pulling on Ratai's pants with her teeth, and trying to pull you in a direction.
And Ratai immediately understands, yep, he's been directed, so he just follows. And so are we here at the building, at the place?
At the barracks?
Yeah, the
No,
barracks.
you're still you're leaving the market. Leaving the market. I want you I want you two to make perception rolls, please.
I'm going to use inspiration.
Yep, me too.
Okay. Go for it.
Come on, good roll. Oh, yeah. 14.
9. Was it insight?
Perception.
Perception. Plus 1. 4. No, 10.
Not good enough to notice anything. All right, you guys leave the market, heading in the direction of the barracks, with Noctis leading the way, and Nimtrel kind of inconspicuously kind of falling in step behind you. She's looking around, and she's about to draw Kasamir's attention to something, but Kasamir, you see it as well. You see that as you're walking away, the man in the yarn stall talking to a guard. And they are looking directly at you as you leave the marketplace.
Kasamir kind of just like regards. If he catches the guy, Kasamir tries to just like regard the guard sleepily.
Okay. He does catch eyes, meets your gaze, and starts walking towards you guys. And just quietly, you can't hear the words over the din of the rest of the marketplace, but he's definitely called out to someone else, and another of the guards joins in step with them, and these two spear-holding guards start walking towards you, eye contact, pushing past other people in the marketplace, making their way towards you. And let's hear what all you guys are doing, including Noctis.
I don't notice a thing, eh?
No. You're following Noctis. Noctis is leading ahead. Leading ahead. You're following Noctis,
Yep.
and Nimterel and Kasamir have noticed.
Okay. As they're going along, like, Kasamir knows that they're in trouble, and, you know, like, they might have the force of the city upon them soon. They're heading towards the barracks. So, Kasamir looks at Ratai and he says, "This isn't good." So,
What do you suggest, brother?
it's all right. I don't think we have many options left. So, we're going to take a gamble. Okay.
Well, as is life.
I love you, brother. And then Kasamir will kind of take a few steps ahead, walk a few steps ahead of the group, and he'll just find any like discreet space where he's unseen, and he'll just try and pop into the shadow of anything, and then he'll cast Disguise Self. If he can do so discreetly,
Yes,
then he would like to try and do so without being seen by anyone.
I understand. So we need you to do a stealth roll first.
Sure thing.
And I'll just say Noctis wants to find where the stables, where the house, where the horses are held, and mark a scent that will unsettle the horses and distract the party. Okay, great. So you're walking down. So let me just paint the full scene, and then we'll see what happens. So you're walking along, and the stables with the barracks are just up ahead. You've noticed this. You're walking towards the gap in the buildings between you don't even know what the purpose of the building is, and the stables. There's a small alleyway which provides an excellent opportunity for you to step in, try to do some stealth, and change yourself. And Noctis, the stables are right there in front of you.
And before he departs the group, Kasamir will say to Nimtarel, he'll say, "Try and get lost if you can. Separate yourself from the prince if you can. We might need you at a crucial moment."
Okay.
But yeah, and then when he can, he'll try and stealth this.
Okay, thank you. So I just want to hear quickly what Ratai's doing.
Ratai, just seeing, because you would have vanished. And
I haven't done his stealth roll yet.
yet.
Yeah, but I
It's
just want to know what your intentions are.
Intention is to try and get towards, or avoid getting into direct conflict with the soldiers, but try and make his way towards a possible place that he may think where his dad could be.
Okay, great. I want you to make a perception roll then, and your stealth roll, Kasamir.
10 plus 1, 15.
It was okay, but I'm just because we've got him, I'm going to use him.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and roll better.
Okay.
Oh, yes. 21.
21, okay. Noctis, I want you to make an intimidation roll. Noctis, go for it. Make your intimidation roll. So, starting with Ratai, moving up ahead, right? Trying to avoid any danger. The stables that the guards have put the horses on, and there are people in the stables, is to your left, and directly in front of you has to be the royal family's house. It's not a palace, and if I say palace, it makes these images of these big. These are small kingdoms, but it still is a beautiful stone building with arches in front of you. That's an option. Whether or not there's a prison nearby, you can't see it. So that's what you know. What do you get? You got a 20-something for your stealth roll.
Yeah.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he just wants the guards must be. Are they still pretty close on us?
Oh yeah. They're probably about 90 feet away.
Okay. Yeah. So he doesn't think they're going to be able to get away from them. So he's just he's going to pull the cord. He casts Disguise Self.
Disguise Self.
He disguises himself to look like Beline.
Oh wow! Okay.
And then he will step out, he will lurch out of the shadows, try and find these guards, and kind of lock eyes with them. And he'll be out of breath, and he will look at these guards, and then kind of halfway between the guards and Ratai, she'll say, "There you are. This man has conspired to come into our kingdom, retake his father, and slay mine. Arrest this man."
and pointing at who?
Ratai.
Ratai. In the meantime, this panther, Ratai's panther, has started growling. I saw that you use an inspiration, and does a great job. And all of a sudden, there's cries of panic in the stables as this panther has appeared in the doorway, growling and screaming. And the horses start neighing and kicking, and there's a huge chaos in the stables.
Ratai looks Beline, Diddy and I both confused and just out of like, you took my father. You betrayed us, and then like draws his sword, and then he's looking around for his brother, and then he looks to Noctis, and he is getting ready to fight his way through this. Where is my father?
As he kind of looks back at Ratai, he gives his eyes a quality that they have sometimes when his sorceress magic kind of surges. Just like he wants his eyes to just roll green for a second, as he looks Ratai in the eyes.
And Ratai recognizes it straight away.
Hopefully, yeah. I really hope so.
Yeah, Ratai was like, oh.
Take this man to my father, where he may await judgment.
Okay, great. I want to use this just because these are brand new, and because I want to use them. That's why. All right, we've got some new cobblestone streets.
Let's go.
Let's set up this. I don't think well, depending upon how well you do in your interactions. So we've got in here, all right, the alleyway that has you've come out as Beline, which is here is Beline here. Ratai is up ahead. We have a number of things. All right. I don't know if it probably won't come to any combat now that I've set everything up, but you never know, right?
That's so cool.
Okay. The two guards, hearing your instructions, charge forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You pulled out your sword, Beline. Okay, and now, what are y'all doing?
Ratai goes to draw his sword, and then after seeing the glimmer in the eye, he's like, oh, and then and then he goes to draw it, but then he says, I'm so sorry.
That's right, Ratai. Your day is done. You might as well put away that sword.
Okay, and I would like a performance roll from both of you. Kasamir, this is what we're aiming for, is in the short amount of time that you've known her, how many...
To try and conduct myself like
in her manner.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I'm going to use an inspiration because I want to use them all. Oh gosh. Oh, 19.
19! Okay, you've got the nuances of her speech very well.
Because, he spent the whole evening watching Ratai and Beline just interact with each other. Back then he was doing it because he's interested in this match for his best friend, but now it's just taken on a whole new meaning.
Oscar worthy. Like, oh my God.
Okay, and thank you. And for you, your performance roll to show that...
12 plus performance of 2. 14?
Okay, if you're happy with that, then you're happy.
Yeah.
Great.
And, yep. And as he lays his sword down non-threateningly, showing that he is surrendering to the soldiers, he kind of Ratai puts his sword back, and then kind of allows the soldiers to kind of take him.
Okay, great. In the meantime,
with the soldiers, Beline says, "No, I'll take that," and she points at your sword in its sheath, and she kind of motions for you to unbuckle it.
And then he Ratai
and Beline will take that and say, "And should my father see fit, you will be beheaded with your own blade.
I hope not. I really want that back.
And she'll just face past.
While you guys are having this conversation, complete bedlam has erupted in the stables as Noctis has sunk her claws and teeth into the flank of one of the horses, who now starts kicking and comes running out. There's complete bedlam in there. There's the cat. Anyway,
Kasamir goes, and then says, don't worry about that cat.
No one do anything to the cat.
Bring the cat.
how, your ladyship?
Let him eat the horse.
What?
He traveled quite. Noctis, enough.
Be quiet.
Okay. Don't listen to me, Noctis. Just eat.
But sire, this is your mother's prize racing.
I hate this horse. And then let the cat feast upon this horse if she must. And then Kasamir's like, just wants to get them to in front of her father.
Yeah, great.
Ratai's looking over at his brother. Is like in a way like, is this really necessary? But okay. Hey, you're my bro. Whatever you say goes.
Love it. Okay. Hey, so the guards, because of your excellent, from having done this before, you've got an hour.
Great.
Okay?
Yep.
That's how long you've got.
Perfect.
So, Noctis cocks her head to one side. This lady smells like a friend, but looks strange.
Friend, but not friendship.
Hey, so Noctis, I need to know what you're doing. Are you following these guys, or are you killing this horse? We'll see what we'll say the rest of you, and I'm not sure. We'll determine whether Noctis is going to be joining you in a second once we hear.
Sure.
Because our next scene is inside the palace. And so, you're led in, roughly, tied up. You've been tied up by this time, led into the palace. If at any point you're planning on doing anything special, you need to say so. Okay. Through the front gates, they curtly bow to Princess Beline, and Ratai is dragged in. You're taken through a short corridor. Noctis cocks. Nothing new. A short corridor through a large door into a fairly spacious, well-appointed room. There are a number of chairs around the side, and there are also a number of cushions. Shortly after you arrive, a door to the side opens up, and their king, Brakkur, enters the room, closing the door behind him. And the door slams with the wind. The door doesn't slam.
Hey! Oh, damn. You really came through.
Noctis will pace back and forth, baring her teeth to keep the guards at a distance, and will sink away into the darkness. Okay, Noctis, you need to say what your plans are now, please, and we'll just have that storyline going parallel.
So Noctis is kind of just out in the city.
In the city.
Yeah. Well, the two of us are in.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
And hopefully Nim Terrell's maybe in the atmosphere somewhere. But for now, it just seems like it's the two of us.
Just the two of you. Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Ratai, seeing the king approach, the formalities of his people come to his mind. He says, "Your Majesty, King Braktur, it is I, Ratai, Skora. I'm sure this is just a big misunderstanding, and I'm sure we can allow this to be just another. He's trying to find his words to try and make sense of what just happened, and he outweighing everything that has happened and the accusations that are now in his mind about this king. But we are just here, my brother, just I, to claim back what may have been taken.
He's seeking his father.
I am.
The king walks over to you, says, Eileen, you're rested. You rested quickly. Good. Suits the warrior that you are.
There comes a point where duty overcomes my however much I want to rest.
You look well rested.
Don't.
Your Majesty, Brakua. Is there by any chance you may have heard of news or may have procured my father in some way?
Well, I was expecting a delegation to come from your people or an attack. But you're faster than I expected. And good work to you for getting this far without being seen. Well done. Your father will be ransomed.
Ratai just felt this drop in his stomach as he's as much as positive as he thought this wasn't reality, but the coin just dropped with him that he who he's talking to is not a good man.
And then Belen will pipe up and say, but now why not twice the ransom?
I agree.
But after years of Your Majesty, after years of coalition and of talking of peace.
Peace? You do not remember 8 years ago.
We were different then, as we are different now. Your Majesty, what you're asking for.
Am I permitted to put him with his father? Or will you hear more of this?
I'm tired as well. Performance role. It's one thing to act like Belen to some guards. It's another to her father.
I didn't even know to tell you what I rolled. And the Oscar goes to
Natural 20.
That's 24.
Wow.
Kasamir is just like letting his instincts take over now. He's a sorcerer after all, so he's just playing purely off. He's got a good mind, but his gut's even stronger, and so he's taken leave of conscious choices and thought, and it's just pure instinct now.
Excellent. I want to hear what. Please put in the chat what Noctis is doing, and we'll do a cut scene back to Noctis in a moment. But the king says, yes, my daughter. Put him in with his father.
Ratai is just like taken aback both by what is conspiring now and the reality that's falling into his head, but also just really impressed by this Belen that's in front of him. It was weird. It was like, he knows it's, anyway, he goes, wow, that was a really, really good performance. It's almost couldn't tell them apart.
And then Belen will just say, there's not someone that could come with us, just for, I hesitate to say safety.
Yes, the guards will come with you. Meanwhile, Noctis is creeping from shadow to shadow, following your scent.
Yes, good kitty, good kitty.
Okay, Noctis, make your stealth roll as you go from shadow to shadow. I think you get it's like, I can't remember if it's a +6 or +4 on stealth. I think it's a +6. A 9, +5, Tree of Dave rolls. That's pretty good. I'm going to roll I don't like using passive perception, all right? I just don't. I think it's lame-o. You do better than the perception of the guards. Okay, so Noctis, you followed their scent to this stone building. What is your intention now, Noctis? What are you going to be doing as you try? Yeah, you found the building. There are windows. You're good at climbing. It's a 2-story stone building with columns around it, archways. It's open air in many places with wood lattices, which on the bottom level there are wooden lattices which deter people from just going in the windows. But on the upper levels, they are much thinner. Anyway, tell us what you're going to be doing, Noctis. In the meantime, fake Beline and the 2 guards.
Make Beline.
Make Beline. Hey, that's nice. Make Beline. The 2 guards and Ratai are taken through and out of a door to a building that's right next door. It's like there's just a short alley between them to what is clearly a prison. The stone building, it smells like the prisoners aren't treated very well. It smells like feces and urine. As the doors open and you're led in, there are some simple metal bars with some wooden reinforcing. The metal bars go floor to ceiling, and a few wooden bars, wooden beams horizontally to give it structure, like on half of each of the cells, and a door on the other half of each of the cells. So imagine like a stable, set it like a stable with 5 of these cells along a wall, and then a couple along another wall. And you're led in, and you're brought over towards the end, where your father, Hamid, stands up, looks at the bars, and he looks crestfallen as you get carried, and they lead up to the door of the cell next to his.
We can at least do him the honor of being a neighboring cell.
Father, and I think Ratai just laying eyes on his dad just immediately is like overwhelmed with, you're alive, you're safe, and so he's part of it is now relaxed, but at the same time he's like looking around to see if they've hurt him by any way. Have they hurt you, Father? Have they done anything to you?
Okay, he's mostly my pride that is hurt. As you were being pushed in, you could see that there was definitely some bruising on the right side of his face. Underneath his eye, he's definitely clopped a good one in the face. But and his clothes look disheveled. He's still in his night clothes from the previous night. Well, not from the previous night, from a few nights ago. Yeah.
Ratai takes note of this marking on his father's face, and he's immediately is now like taking note of that, as in he's going to knock someone out when he gets the chance of understanding who did this to my dad. And so yeah, he's very not happy about that, but he tries to keep calm as he's placed into his cell.
Okay.
Yeah. And just also tries to look over to Beline and see.
Before we go to Beline, on top of the Noctis has climbed up to the second level, is looking around, and just manages taking a look around to see you guys going from the palace to the prison, sees, and so Noctis, I need to know what you're doing now. That was good work. Tree of Dave, what are you doing now? Kasamir.
Okay, so found Hamid. Great. Now, so two things he wants to do. Kasamir he's just trying to track what the route back out of here again is. And just trying to work out like how far do they need to travel to get to safety again. And then, but Kasamir's also got something else on his mind. That he won't be able to say while the guards are here. Yes. Beline will kind of maybe just say to the guard, she's like, I will choose his cell. And she kind of like gestures with the keys.
Okay. Well, they have no reason not to give the keys to you, so you're given the keys.
And she'll just open the opposing cell.
Okay.
And then just kind of look at Ratai and say, "Are you going to resist?"
No, I was thinking about it, but I thought this place looks kind of cozy. And Ratai just kind of walks in. Thank you.
And Kasamir will kind of give a weak smile. And then
Eyebrows back.
And then he'll try and pull the door like he'll pull the door closed without locking it.
Without locking it. Okay.
Yeah.
It is now closed, but not locked. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the guards.
For now.
That's right. So they're the other two guards that accompanied you. Say, your lady, we'll take our leave now. And they leave.
Yeah,
There's one jailer that is charged at looking after them. He's a guard. He's got a short sword at his side, and he's sitting at a table and eating some food.
Sleep.
Was eating his food. Such a lovely scene you painted there.
Sleep.
Noctis, what are you doing? Once the accompanying guards leave, Noctis wants to pounce on the jailer.
24.
Okay, before you get there, Noctis, you notice that they're asleep. Do you still want to pounce? That will wake them out of their sleep. How many did you get? 24, right?
Yeah, 24.
A zillion. I mean, yeah, no problem. And the guard is definitely asleep.
And then while they've now got some privacy, Kasamir will say to Ratai, and he'll kind of drop the voice, and he'll be like, "Do you have any desire to see her before we make our escape? I'm sure we could find her if you wanted to before we leave this place. It will be another risk, but for now we have your father."
All Ratai saw and heard was his brother's voice come out of these lips, and he could not take away the fact that you look like Beline. He drifted off long ago into an, and he's hearing saxophone. Dan, 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 dan. He's yeah, I've very much seen her, Beline. Beline knew me. I have seen. And it takes a while for it to snap it out.
Please don't make me regret this choice.
Okay. No. Yes, brother, I do. There's parts of me that question, was she a part of all this, or is this a scheme by her father? If so, she may be in danger. And she can also be one of our greatest allies. I don't know. Like, he's trying to clutch on positivity here and just, but yes, it would be, if there's any way
Kasamir is just reflecting on his spells just to see if he can kind of create that opportunity very quickly.
And as you do that, Ratai just kind of looks over to his father. Father, how's your strength?
I'm strong. I'm fine.
Okay. It's quite a nasty bruise you have there.
It is nothing. It is nothing.
Did you know who delivered it to you? Is he?
It was one of their guards.
Guards? Yeah. Okay.
Why are we trusting her? He points to Kasamir.
Oh.
At that moment, Berlin will come over and open his cell door.
Noctis, meanwhile, is keeping an eye on the guard.
Yeah, great.
Who is asleep,
Yep.
slumbering away.
What do you mean? Why we should not trust her, Father?
She's one of the people that. She was in the entourage that betrayed our family.
Did you see her for yourself?
Well, she was with the horses that came back to our. You think she's not involved?
No, Father. No.
If there was a time to check, it would be now. And he says, I can give you the ability to be unseen for 1 hour, but you cannot strike at anyone. You cannot interfere with anyone as much as you may want to, and you would have an hour to find her.
Okay.
I suggest you do it much, much, much quicker than that.
Thank you, brother.
But I can give you that. At that, Kasamir will be return to being himself.
The king goes, oh, Kasamir, it's you!
You kept me for a reason, my lord.
Marvelous.
Did you think what I was thinking too? No, he's just really good at it.
We don't want to know what you were thinking, brother of mine. And then he'll say, but be quick. Okay. So the plan here is I'm going to give him invisibility. Hopefully, if he wants to find Berlin, he can do so. We're just going to chill out here.
Great.
And kind of just like attend to the door so that if anyone does come in, we can kind of pounce them.
Love it.
But just wait it out just to give Ratai a chance at this.
Okay. That sounds like a good plan.
Ratai's going to grab the guard that fell asleep.
Yes.
And he's going to put it into his cell.
Okay.
And just kind of cover him up to make it
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Just
Okay. Ratai is now invisible. Noctis, what are you doing? Once Ratai turns invisible, Noctis will track him via scent and stay. Okay, so Noctis wants to follow you.
Nice.
Okay, go ahead, Tree of David. Dave, make that roll for your stealth. I don't know why I'm setting this whole prison up, and you're probably never ever going to use it. But I've started now, so I can't stop. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Story now.
I mean,
It's lovely.
it is lovely.
It's very lovely.
It's completely redundant.
It's gorgeous, Vahid, and I love the colours.
Redundant.
Oh well. Anyway, okay.
Matching beads.
Dave rolled a terrible roll.
A 3 again?
A 3 again. And followed by a 2. I think that is with the inspiration. That is with the inspiration. Wow, that's truly, truly dreadful. Here's what happens. Ratai, talk to me.
Ratai, as he turns invisible, he takes a moment to kind of like, oh, has he turned invisible before? Possibly not. No. So it's a new sensation. So he's wanting to make his way now, aware of what he is or what he has become, and then wants to navigate his way out, and hopefully move towards where he thinks Berlin could be.
Okay, excellent.
Royal chambers.
Yeah, sure. Okay, you start. You move into the palace. Quietly. You can make. You still make noise when you walk, so you still need to make a stealth roll.
Okay. Come on, stealth. How's a 16 plus a 0? 16.
A 16 is a pretty good roll.
Okay.
You move into the palace. It's nice and cool. The heat of the day outside is getting oppressive now. It's really hot. It's nice inside. Moving through, and you hear Beline's voice up so you don't even need to necessarily find her room, because you hear her voice, and you know, because you just come this way, that it is in the room, the big room, the well-appointed room with the chairs and the cushions.
Okay.
And her voice is sounding a little bit confused. She's asking questions. It's echoing around, so you can't hear exactly what the words are.
Okay. He wants, Ratai just wants to move closer, just to kind of see if she's in distress or, if she's in trouble, but also just kind of wants to find out.
Okay.
The truth.
The truth.
The
He
truth.
doesn't want to even say the T word, but yes, the truth.
You move up to the the door and
I wish you all the best.
you move up to the doorway.
Yes.
Yeah. The door's closed. Then the voices are on the other side, and you can hear the footsteps of Noctis behind you. And in her hurry to follow you, there's a clatter as she hits a stand. There are these two stands in the near the door. And a plant in a ceramic bowl topples and falls to the ground. Crash! You want to try to grab it first?
Yes, Ratai
Acrobatics.
Ratai
Acrobatics.
just wants the 14 plus 0, 14.
14! And you dive to the and you catch it.
Yes! And just every ounce of the muscles in his body is just like it must be a big buzz. And then at the same time, he's just trying to balance it back up. He goes, no noise. No noise. And he tries to put it back up with everything that's within him.
Okay, yep. And you put it back up.
And stealth Noctis, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be staying with. Okay. And he kind of turns towards the door. The door still closed.
The door's closed.
Yeah. And parts of it. Oh, it's not even. It's not an invisibility cloak, is it? It's
No, you are just invisible.
Okay. Okay. And then he kind of wants to listen around, looks around. There are no soldiers, no guards anywhere.
No.
And there's definitely one voice coming in.
No,
through the door.
multiple voices. There are people talking, and she has a raised voice
Okay.
at the moment.
Can he, in a non-creepy, stalkerish way, just want to listen in and just like eavesdrop
Yep.
and see if he can figure out?
Okay.
Without
Here's what you
intruding?
hear.
Yep.
You hear three voices. You hear the sound of Braktur, the king of the talking in a low. You hear another man's voice saying, "Child, this was the agreement." And you hear Beline says, "Well, it is a bad agreement. It's gone too far. Come, Father. I don't trust this." Okay.
All these words that Ratai just heard just kind of really kind of strengthened his heart, hearing that come from Beline. And so now he's certain of his next moves that he is about to do. He wants to bust down the door. He did it, yeah. So he's
Okay.
in his mind.
And,
He's gonna bust down it.
Noctis, what are you doing, Noctis? Tell us what you're doing, Noctis. Okay, so you smash the door open.
Boosh!
Okay?
Yeah.
You don't even need to make a roll for that. You just smash it open, the door opens, boosh, and in front of you, you're still invisible. Okay? You're still invisible until you attack something.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
The door opens up. I want to see, Noctis did such a bad roll of stealth that the faces turn towards you.
Yep.
They look straight through you, and they see this black panther in the middle of the hallway beyond you. In the room, in this well-appointed room, there's arches, there's chairs, there's cushions. In the middle of the room is the father. There's Beline, and there is a man wearing red robes.
Okay.
He don't look friendly.
Oh,
He's like the kind of person that wears the hood on, even indoors, and permanently has it closed over his whole form. And so they turn towards you.
Yeah, and so they're seeing Kitty Cat and aware that they can't see me. I turn over to Noctis and I say, "The king and Berlin stay alive. The rest feed." and then like he just and then he moves out of Noctis's way so Noctis can come into the room.
Okay, Noctis jumps in front of everyone, roaring as loudly as possible.
Nice.
Okay, so everyone, I'm gonna say what everyone's doing. The king says, Berlin, the king says, that's their cat. Berlin doesn't know what's going on, and we better set this up. We're gonna move this one to the side in case it is needed for the future. All right?
Okay.
So we now have this one here. And if you guys set up a whole bunch of kind of couches and cushions around the sides, please. And we have some chairs. If you could set up some chairs for us. And we've got it'll just take a moment for us to set this up. Sorry, guys. Main door and the door that you've just bust in. We'll steal one of these doors. The door that you've just bust in is here. Where is our panther gone? Our panther bursts in. Berlin is here. Ratai, though invisible, is there, and the father is here, and the man in the red robes I shall get in a moment. Where is it? I know it's in here someplace. Sorry, I did not know what you were doing, or otherwise I would have had him ready.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. So, great. So, Noctis positions subtly between the evil baddies and father and son. Okay, Noctis go there, okay. And we enter initiative. Noctis goes first. After a loud roar, we know now where the bad smell of human waste is coming from. Hey, exactly, okay. What are you doing?
Ratai stealthily comes this way. He's, as much as he can, he kind of just wants to try and get Berlin out of here in some way, and the dead. Or actually, we're going to come around here. 1, 2. Oh wait, that's way too much. Wait, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Almost like just behind here.
Okay. Yep. Okay. You move to behind. I'm sure you'll see. There we go. There's the scene. Cool. Okay. And they are very much worried about the cat. So what the man in the robes does is he steps back and brings out this kind of scepter. You might, if you have religion, no, I don't think you're trained in it. Anyway, he brings out the scepter and utters some commands. And out of the air.
Come on.
Out of the air. A large scorpion.
Ooh, baby.
Appears, and then a second one.
Ooh, baby.
Appears next to the second one. And he says, he chants, he commands. One of them says, kill the father. And the scorpion here runs past Noctis, who can make an opportunity attack, and hurries down the corridor towards the jail cell. All right. The father doesn't like this at all and steps back to try to get a blade. Beline grabs her sword out. All right, and that is what we're up to. Let's just momentarily pause and go back to the prison. Anything that is specific that you're doing?
So eventually, he figures that once Ratai returns, that's when they're gonna need to bust his father out. So he is trying to get his father as armed as he can. So he takes the guard's short sword, for instance.
Okay.
He can't undress this guy because he risks waking him up.
Yeah.
So, but he just gives a sword to Hamid. But otherwise is kind of just sitting down like with the father and just waiting for Ratai.
Love it. Okay, thank you. So then, Noctis, what are you doing? I want to hear what everyone's going to be doing, please. Noctis pees a little. Okay, so what you're doing? Everyone, Ratai, you're up. Go.
Yeah, Ratai, seeing this transform, he goes into attack mode and risking that he's going to break out of this. He wants to go for big boy.
Okay. You get advantage because you're invisible.
Yes.
Boom.
Oh, yeah, baby. Rolling in.
Yup, 17 plus the sword, plus 5.
Yeah.
Sweet. Ooh, okay. Oh dang. Yes, he's gonna 2 plus 5, 7 damage, but he's gonna accent surge it as well.
Doing it again.
Yes, please. And so he's just making sure that this guy, the source of evil, all evil.
Yeah.
It's 4 plus 5, 9.
9 to hit's not going to hit.
Oh, sorry.
You have to see if you hit first.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. 15 plus 5.
You hit him
20.
twice.
Yes.
Boosh, boosh.
Sweet. And now roll for damage.
Yeah. Now roll for damage.
Oh, nice.
8. Maximum 8 plus 5. 13.
Wow. And you
so
become
good.
you become visible, and everyone takes an intake of breath. Let's see what Noctis is doing. Do we know what Noctis is doing? No, I don't know yet. Noctis jumps up on the table, high as it can, and pounces down hard on the red cloaked man. Okay.
Yes, go Noctis.
Roll to see if you hit. Boosh, as the table goes sprawling. And you guys are going to be coming into it pretty soon. So let's just move this one in parallel. We got two parallel universe.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Ratai had moved behind here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay, Maddie, because of 14. Oh yeah, you hit as well.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep, very good. Excellent. Roll damage. But by the time it wasn't a 3 exactly. Yep, roll that damage. A 2, not the best. But you still hurt.
2 plus 2.
2 plus 2 is a 4. Very good. Okay, and I just want to see if I can sharpen the focus. Do you want to see if you can sharpen the focus? It looks a little bit soft to me. Okay. Skittering. Skittering.
Kasamir looks up and then he trains his hand on his quarterstaff and then looks at Hamid and he says to the father, we might be about to have company.
Okay. He says, I'm ready.
And he says, but don't go ahead of me, Your Majesty.
Okay, is that better, you think? Great, thank you for that. Thank you. And so, next round. First, this round, the scorpion launches itself forward across the table and attacks Beline.
Ooh.
It's 2 claws. Yeah. It gets 2 claws and a pincer. Claw number 1, claw number 2, no. Pincer, all 3 go straight. She doesn't have her shield with her, but she has her sword, and she manages to avoid it. The person that you have flanked,
Yes.
turns to you and tries to just tries to grab you. Oh man!
Yeah.
1. I rolled a 1. Of course. Terrible.
falls off.
It goes for your hand, and your sword is right there.
Nice.
Oh, that was terrible. Okay, next round. The scorpion bursts in the doorway. The doorway's here. scorpion bursts in, looking around.
Kasamir's aghast. He can't believe what the heck just came in through the door.
Yes, indeed, this huge, massive scorpion. We're going to get the. We're going to use.
Claws on that
I'm
thing.
just going to get the father. In the meantime, where is the father going to be?
Rhino scorpion.
All right, Kasamir, what is your intention?
Kasamir wants to roll backwards and then bring his hands together and chromatic orb at this thing.
Go for it.
Yes, I shall go for it. Here it comes. I'm gonna see if I can do better than that by using an inspiration. Oh yeah, 25.
Nice.
25 is definitely a hit.
Yes.
Has hard hide, but not that hard.
Great. And no. I'm gonna roll damage. Brah! It is 10 points of lightning damage.
Okay, ow.
The great big ball of lightning hits this thing.
Excellent. The king, who's still in his bedrobes, charges forward. He's not afraid. He leaps forward and tries to impale.
Come on, Daddy.
2.
Oh,
This is the day for the bad rolls. Meanwhile, okay, so that's all of them. Enter new round. Okay, we'll just go into completely new round, and let's hear, does the scorpion fit through the door? Yes, it does. It does fit through the door. And now, does that pounce knock them down? Good point, Tree of Dave. They have to make a DC 12 strength roll. This is the red DC 12 1.
So yes, they go pound.
Which means, not this, you can get a free bite attack on it. Free bite attack, go for it, make your roll, and then we go into the next round.
Nice.
Go knock
Mwahaha! All right, let's see what you get. Ooh, the suspense.
It's bite.
First, you have to roll to see if you hit, Maddie. Do you automatically hit? I'm not sure.
Probably have advantage at the very least.
Yeah.
No, he's not held. He's just prone.
Yeah, look, I'm just gonna take the damage, that's fine. Look, I wanna move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do the damage, that's fine. You do 4, that's fine. Let's just move on, and I'll look up the rules for later. New round, we're starting at the beginning of everyone's round. Kasamir, you're first.
Yeah.
And then Aratai. So Kasamir, you're on. What you doing?
Kasamir wants to bolt again. Well, he's just firing orb after orb at this thing. He fires another orb. Take this orb. Take it to your face. 21.
Nice.
21.
Yeah, you hit it, sure.
And this one's a big fiery orb.
Okay.
Yeah. Scrub. 16.
16? That's much better than 10. 66% better. Well, 60% better. Okay, very good. Meanwhile, in the other room, what are you going to be doing, Ratai?
Ratai is going to take this advantage while this big dude is on the ground. Pow! Just like, take attack.
Yep, go for it.
17 plus that 5.
Oh my goodness!
That's 22, baby! And then
That combination of invisibility and action surge and the pounce.
Nice. Damage to that one is 1 plus 5, 6. 2 guy on the ground, and then can he action surge again?
No, you get one action surge between
okay,
reps.
sweet.
But remember, if you use your battle master skills, you
Yes.
sometimes get to add on to things.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Can I?
If you just do like a
Yeah,
pushing
I would
attack.
love to do a pushing attack. And I would love to push towards the scorpion as away from Beline.
Okay.
Is it roll for
roll
damage?
it. No, you just roll extra damage. One extra 8-sided dice.
Oh, 8-sided dice. Sweet.
I'll take 10.
8-sided 7.
yeah.
Another 7.
Yes.
Right. So the total. Yeah, great. Okay, you did a total of how much? What did you do on the first one?
So it was
1 plus 5, 6.
6,
yeah.
and then another 7.
Seven.
It's total 13.
13.
Ow! He is incredibly hurt. Let's see what
Does it push it 15 feet? Can it push
you can
this way? Like, douche.
you can't push that. You're attacking
you
this
can.
guy
Oh, okay. Sorry.
because you're way over here.
Yes. So I thought I could like use my powers.
No, it's not like
It's not magic.
it's not like
That's right,
an
that's
anime
right.
power.
push this.
So if you if you don't have to push him, by the way, you can just leave him there and just
Okay, yeah, and I'll leave him for him. Yeah.
Does Noctis get multiple attacks with claws and teeth? No, you only get one attack. So what does Noctis do? What's Noctis doing this time? In the meantime, Baleen will attack this scorpion too.
Yes.
Oh, she hits. Her blade comes down and strikes it well.
Ooh.
It's the first time that one has been hit. The king moves around the other side to flank. Attacks, does terribly. The scorpion, ooh. 1, 2, 3, Baleen. 4, 5, 6, the king. Turns, it can split. So it does 2 claws for Baleen. And does the tail for the king. One of them hits, definitely hits. And I think both of them hit. Ouchies, ouchies, ouchies.
She's still alive.
Oh yeah. She's still alive when you roll 2 1s.
Yeah.
Minimum damage against Baleen. Plus 5 still minus. That's still 12 hit points of damage. And then the scorpion's tail whips back and strikes for the king, and he is struck in the chest.
Dang.
He takes some damage. He definitely takes some damage, but he's tough.
Yeah.
He's tough. Meanwhile, Noctis lays down on the baddie with claws, digging hard into his shoulder and tries to rip out its throat.
Yes. Do it, Noctis.
The poison from the scorpion was not effective, Tamar. He rolled a saving throw. Okay, you get advantage, Noctis, against the person in the robe. So go ahead. A 17's gonna hit Maddie.
That's a huge hit.
Roll, you can roll again to see if you get a 20, because you have advantage, Maddie. See if you do even better.
Better. 16.
And what's the second roll gonna be?
D.
There you go. Nope. Okay, just roll damage.
Pew pew. Let's go damage.
Come on, damage. How much are you gonna do? Yeah, it's like a 3. Yep. Roll that 6-sided dice, Maddie. There we go. 2 plus 2, another 4.
Nice.
Thank you. And that guy is he's on death's door, to be honest. It is now their turn. The king strikes for your king, your father, strikes and hits, and his blade takes off a bit of the carapace off of the one in front of Kasamir.
Ooh.
The other king, not so successful. The scorpion in the room with you, Kasamir, sidles itself over so it can attack both of you.
Ooh.
With one claw, it tries to grab you. Oh, I think a 25's gonna hit.
Oh, 25 does hit.
7 hit points damage.
Oh, good hit.
It pulls back its tail
Yes.
for the king. Misses. Its pincers come out for the king. Hits. Grabs him around the waist.
Ooh.
And your king, the one who you owe your allegiance to, is hurt very, very badly.
Ooh.
And he's got the pincers around his torso.
Oh.
The spellcaster in front of you, it's not looking good for him at all.
Yeah.
He's going to. He pulls his scepter out, slams it on the ground, thunder! And casts Thunderwave, boosh, out. You and Noctis both need to make a Constitution saving throw. Make it count.
18.
You succeed. Noctis.
Nice.
Noctis, Noctis
okay.
fails. A 9 isn't good enough.
What?
Noctis takes 12 hit points.
Eek.
Noctis only has 13.
Whoa!
Noctis is only on 1 hit point. And that means that Ratai, you take 6 hit points. Uh-oh. New round. Kasamir, you're up.
Kasamir uses a D4 of healing. Right, but is it D4?
D4?
Boosh! 3! Okay, gets a little bit of health back. Then he wants to just take a step back. Yeah, he has to step back. Yeah.
And the pincer strikes out at you.
Ugh.
And this pincer misses you.
Yes, good. And as he steps back, he charges up one more. Oh, nah, he's got to go all in. He charges up another chromatic orb, but this one's bigger than the past two, as he uses a second level spell slot. And he fires up at this thing.
Get him.
He uses an inspiration.
Get him.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. So that is 15.
15 does hit them.
Yes. Thank goodness. So now I get to roll 48. Come on. And it's another orb of lightning. Okay, so that is 4. That is 7. That is 9 points of lightning damage.
You strike. This thing is not looking very hurt, to be honest.
Okay. He is worried. He spends his turn being worried.
Yes, Noctis can use inspiration. It was too late for last turn. And yes, Noctis can use healing. So put what Noctis is doing in the chat. Ratai.
Ratai, has he been blown back?
You've been smashed against the wall. Boosh!
Ringing in his ear after just what he just thought was a bomb that just went off in within this vicinity. He kind of gets up and he wants to. Is the sorcerer still on?
Yeah,
the floor?
he's managed to get up onto one knee.
Yeah, sweet. Ratai just went like his first thought. He wanted to see where Noctis was. Is Noctis
Noctis is hurt badly, but is there standing still.
And that really did not go down well with Ratai seeing Noctis in that condition. So he's just like in frustration wants to take attack onto the person on.
Because you're flanking, you get advantage.
You. Oh yes, come on, advantage. Come on, advantage. Both of them were 8s. 8 plus 5,
14.
Yep.
8 plus 5. I'm
5,
sorry, 8 is
13.
13. Sorry, I'm sorry.
13.
He's got some armor, and your sword just rakes and slides off of the armor that he's got underneath his robe.
Maybe he's still disorientated from the blow, but he just like frustrated. He just sees his blade go haywire, make a haymaker of the person on the ground. But then it kind of retires just down there, but kind of looks over to Noctis like in his mind, like, I really hope you're okay.
You've got an ability,
which is healing. No. Rally. On your turn, you can use a bonus action, expend 1 superior die to boast of the resolve of 1. Can I do that? Yes, sir, please. I want to rally. So do I? Okay, yes, I would love
D8,
that.
and you can give temporary hit points to an ally that you see in the room.
I would love that as I lock eyes with my dear friend.
Oh yeah.
Full 8.
That's it. And do you add your charisma modifier or not? Plus
your charisma
modifier.
Wow.
Yo. 10. Yes, 10.
10.
Plus 2. Thank you.
Noctis, you get 10 hit points back.
That is an effective rally.
Yep.
Okay, Noctis does that cat thing, purring loudly and licking its wounds to heal itself.
Yeah.
All right. Noctis, you can definitely use some bits as well to heal up to maximum if you want. You're on 11 now. 11 hit points. Noctis, what are you doing? Noctis should swipe at the guy and ricochet off the wall. Yeah. So what's Noctis doing? I'm not exactly sure. You type that in while we resolve what's happening in this room first. So your two ally, the lean attacks, misses. Oh, she's at advantage because she was flanking, so she hits. Okay, and the king disengages and moves to the door. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and leaves.
What?
Shouting, guards, guards! Combaline! Okay, that's that room. In the other side, your king, Hamid, tries to attack and hits the scorpion as well.
Nice.
Ooh!
Nice.
He does good damage on it. The scorpion's still looking pretty tough, sorry, even with both of you. And so now it's the Scorpion's turn. Actually, we'll do this guy first. Ugh. He manages to he stands up completely, and he's not feeling good. He's gonna try to get out of there. He's going to disengage as his action, and he runs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and runs to the corridor. He runs away, disengages and runs. The scorpions. Scorpion in the prison cell turns all of its fury onto Hamid. 2 claws. He's already got Hamid in one of its claws already. Claw number. Only one of the claws, the one that he already has, sinks in deeper. And even from where you're standing, you can hear some cracking of ribs inside your king. And so that hits, and then the tail with its pincer strikes. Miraculously, he survives the poison. But does he survive the rest? 13 plus 10, 23 hit points of damage. He is still alive. He's still alive. He's tough. Old campaigner. Noctis is fine with those 10 extra hit points and pounces up and grabs on top of the scorpion's tail and tries to cat roll over and whip the scorpion onto its back.
Nice.
Okay, make your roll, Medi, for Noctis. Go, go, go. Make that roll. A 2! That's gonna miss unless you use one of the inspirations, which you're welcome to, because you guys have got 3 left.
You got it.
Yep, use it. You've got 3 inspirations left. And you rolled another 3! Oh my goodness. Completely ineffectual. Now we have, on the table, we have the giant scorpion, and clawing behind it, we've got Noctis. As we enter the next round, starting with Kasamir.
Okay. Kasamir is looking at the king and himself, and they're both looking bad. So he doesn't fancy actually being able to beat this thing. And so he just tries for one more spell, and then there's not much else they can do. So he's going to try and cast Sleep on this scorpion.
Okay.
That's spell slot.
Okay.
Be lots of them. Lots of them. And I will. I'll make this a quickened spell. So I'm casting this as a bonus action by using 2 sorcery points. Yeah. Okay.
There it goes.
It's a 2. It's a 7. It's a 5.
Nice.
14. That's a 4. It's 18. That is a 7. Nice. So that is a 25.
You need a 22.
Yes. Yes. Kasamir is kind of like going lopsided as he's trying to muster all of his sorceress might to put this thing to sleep, turn his aggression into just peacefulness.
Well, it lets go of the king and falls over onto
And then Kasamir realizes he was holding his breath and he goes, okay. Then, with his action and his movement, he double dashes, he runs. He just grabs the king by the hand and he just wants to bolt.
And you start running.
Yeah.
Ratai, meanwhile, in the other room.
Ratai, meanwhile, runs up to this table. He wants to launch off here. His first attack is to swipe at the tail of the scorpion, aiming to land on the saddle-like thing that he is doing. So, yes.
Okay, so
D20 just went
ultimately we need an.
I have it, my prince.
Ultimately, we need an athletics roll and an attack roll. I don't care which order you do them in.
Okay. 15 for, let's go, the attack roll.
Yeah.
And then...
That's a hit.
That's a hit.
Yep.
And 19 for the damage.
That's right, buddy.
Okay, roll that damage. Roll the damage.
Damage is, let's go, swipe with the sword, D8. Can I use inspiration to roll that one again?
You can't use an inspiration to reroll damage.
Okay, 2 plus 5 is 7.
Okay, it still hurt.
Yeah. Does he successfully chop off
The tail is
tail?
yeah. Oh yeah, you get off the tail. The spike bit is gone.
And just as he lands on the scorpion, if he's able to, just wants to. Nope.
If you had action surge, you could, but you've already used it.
Yeah, okay. He just tries to stabilize himself on the scorpion as best as he can.
Nice.
All right, that was a great turn. Noctis, what are you doing? What's Noctis doing? Maddie says, I'm about to bust out my own dice. It's not a bad idea. I trust my own dice better than the...
Oh my gosh, yeah, this
Maddie.
roller is woo.
Okay, you guys, leaving the prison thing, you see a maroon-robed, looks like some kind of priest, stagger out of the door right in front of you. So that's what happens there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the other room, the scorpion tries to get you off its back. It's very hard because anyway, that's what it tries to do. Yeah. So 2 scorpion claws come for you. Okay. First one gets a 15.
Miss. Bing.
Second one gets a 14.
Miss. Double miss. I was like, yeah, he's just rodeoing on the scorpion and dodging pincers. Yeah.
Cool, and nice one. And Noctis tries to grab it and pull it onto his back. Go ahead, Maddie, make that roll for Noctis. Make your roll.
Make it a roll.
Rolls a 5. Oh my goodness. You've got 3 more inspires left. If you want to use the inspire, oh no, you've got 2 more inspires because you used one last time. There's 2 more inspires left if you want to use one. All right, go for it. Go, Maddie. Get something decent.
Yes.
Tamara's rolling your damage for you. Maddie gets a 13.
Nice.
Its armor class is 15, we've already identified, and 13 plus your hit is you hit.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, and you try to roll it on its back. I roll its strength DC, it fails. And so you pull it, it goes off the table, boosh! Which means that Ratai, that means you will have to land on the ground next to it.
Yep.
I'm just gonna take, and it is rolled onto the ground upside down. All attacks on it this turn are at advantage. Baleen jumps up, launches herself into the air with her short sword and lands on the thing. We'll give it advantage.
Of course.
She successfully launches, 15 takes another 10 off, believe it or not. That is exactly how many hit points it had.
Oh, yes.
And the teamwork between the 3 of you finishes it off.
Oh, Ratai is just again hearing saxophones. Da, 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 as Baleen just like poetically dices and skewers this giant scorpion. He's just enamored by her amazingness. It's just
Ratai, kitty, and waifu.
It's all I ever wanted. It's a wife and a kitty cat.
Meanwhile, Kasamir, you and the king have just run out, and this blood-soaked priest, cultist, whatever, has just come out as well, holding a scepter in his hands.
Kasamir has no clue who this is.
No.
So he kind of regards this guy, and he's like, he holds out a dagger and he says, "Do you mean my king harm?"
No.
Can I incite him to try and get some sense of innocence or guilt?
And says, "There's a battle in the throne room. You are needed."
Okay. Will I incite 18 him?
Okay. The first part was a lie. The second part was true. The part about him not meaning you harm was definitely a lie, and then the bit about there being a battle inside in the throne room is definitely true.
Then Kasamir will say, "We'll see what we can do,"
and
then go into this area here, and as he does, he wants to turn around, grab him around the back, and just get his dagger and just go.
Okay. Make a either stealth or performance, whichever one you prefer.
Okay, I'm gonna perform because we know that Kasamir is a strikingly good performer. I'm gonna use Inspire. I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos.
Tides of Chaos.
Yeah, great. Okay, performance is 13.
All right, let's see. Okay, he sees it coming.
Okay. And then Kasamir wanted to do it elegantly, but he'll do it scrappily if he has to. Dagger!
Go for it.
Stab! Stabby, stabby. A stabby, stabby. And now he'll use an inspiration.
Yes, come on.
Okay, stabby, stabby. Stabby, stabby. Oh, stabby, stabby. 13.
13 is not. You're so close, but not there. You didn't. Okay. He doesn't want to pick a fight. He's too hurt. He disengages and he starts running away.
Kasamir thinks better than to chase after him, and we'll rejoin everyone in here.
And you run inside. Meanwhile, inside, all opponents are gone. The scorpion is dead in front of you.
And Ratai is just kind of like wiping a bit of the scorpion blood that just would have spattered in his face as Beline dealt to it. And he's, without words, he was just kind of taking in just what happened. Looks over at Beline. And does he see his brother come through?
Yeah, and then Kasamir runs through with your father behind into the room, and then the king of this nation returns with guards as well, and they come in as well, and many guards, and pretty soon there's a whole heap of people in the room.
Brother, are you well? Father?
Hi. We both stand still, Ratai. And then he kind of regards like the king, and he says, not despite his best efforts.
He looks over at Beline, and I knew you didn't want. I knew you had a kind heart.
She's wiping the scorpion green ichor stuff off on a nearby cloth and says, I don't know if it's a kind heart, but it's... She turns to her father and says, this isn't right. That man... We can see his true colors now. And the father comes towards your king, and looks a bit sheepish, and says, well, we had hoped to ransom you, but I feel that my honor has let me down. Well, I've let my honor down, I should say. What do you propose we do about this?
And then Kasamir looks towards Ratai and kind of like raises an eyebrow. And then he says, Miss Ratai, what manner of leader do you intend to be here?
Ratai, catching what his brother was saying, and he remembers his words of laying to waste those who had done wrong by their father, but he retracts from it, and he kind of senses the room, and well, as much as this is the volatile moment, Your Highness. It's a time where many of us make decisions that are often irrational. Whatever ill fate you had for my father, for us, we in Skora have a different way of mending relationships. And although blood has been shed, swords have been drawn, lines have been drawn, I wish, as a spokesperson of the people of Skora, I do not wish any more bloodshed, and they shouldn't. We've seen too much between the 8 kingdoms. Maybe this could be a place of hope. I'm extending a leaf of hope from my people to yours.
He says, well, you're in the heart of our kingdom. We've got hundreds of soldiers. So fine words suit you well. And Beline speaks up and says, goes over to her father, whispers in his ears, and he says, as you wish. Looks at the 3 of you, at Kasamir, at Ratai, and at your father Hamid, and says, you may leave. You may leave our kingdom in peace.
Do I have your word? Do we have your word that nothing else will come of this, that we allow this to be a sign of peace between our kingdoms, our families?
Sure. For now, sure. For now, yes, and I will of course talk to your father, the king, and we can discuss it further.
We thank you, Your Majesty.
And with that, we will pull to a close.
As
yeah.
as Kasamir's hearing all this, and as the motions are made for them to go home, like Kasamir's kind of just standing there, and he's kind of hearing what Ratai is saying, and he's letting it wash over him, and Kasamir's thinking, what? And Kasamir's thinking, you had so much rage for these people, and you hated them, and they did such awful things to us. They were prepared to ransom your father, and Kasamir was waiting for bloody vengeance on these people, for these people who should undoubtedly have died for what happened. And he did that? And so, like, as this is all happening, like, it's almost disassociative for Kasamir as this is all happening, and as his own head is pounding from what has just transpired, and then he cools again because he realizes that, people are moving and that it's time to go, and he just simmers himself down again. And then, like, once it's time to go, Kasamir looks at Ratai and he goes, of course.
Ratai smiles back, oblivious to anything else, but in his mind is, I'm glad I got my brother.
Always.
Nah.
And as your horses leave the lands and head back to your own lands, your father, feeling safe once he's passed the borders, once you've crossed the river that is the border between their nation and yours. You can sense a sense of relief, and he sighs and says, those were good words, Ratai, but there will never be peace between us. And I don't care how pretty a face she has, I will never allow her to be my daughter-in-law. And with that, we will end our story for today. Thank you, everyone! GG's! And they're wondering in chat if Noctis can level up.
Yes, absolutely.
Hope you guys in chat had a fun time playing Noctis. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you, chat.
That was a lot. That was cool. Thanks for all of the. I think we used all of the inspires. Did we use all
Oh,
of
I
them?
think so. I feel
or
we were either on the last or second to last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for that. Really appreciate it. Thanks to our subscribers. Thanks to our followers. If you're new to our channel, please hit us with a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, hit us with a subscribe. If you're on Twitch, you can hit us with a subscribe as well if you want. Also, thanks to our patrons, patrons from Patreon. Without our subscribers, without our patrons, I'm just so used to saying that, our show wouldn't exist. Thank you so very much. It's really nice to have seen more patrons come in the last week. Thank you so much for your support. They have helped make these new tiles that we've got for today. And so let's talk about our sponsors first. We'll do BD&D last because we'll do a song.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, okay.
So I'll first talk about Next Level Miniatures. Next Level Miniatures is are doing a Kickstarter. This is the final week of their Kickstarter. Head to the link that's in the chat. Go there now, have a look at their Kickstarter. They've got this incredible deal. You get 100 minis, 5 sets. There's taverns, there's sewers, there's haunted manors. There's a Stitchers one, which is like a Frankenstein workshop. There are heroes, there are NPCs, there's terrain, there are monsters, there are traps, all bunch of things. All bunch of things. So get more minis for less money. Head over to them. As you can see, the detail, they're high detail 28 mil minis. You really won't regret it. Thanks very much to them. And Truby, would you tell us about D20 Collective?
D20 Collective supply us with the array of gorgeous dice that we roll at this table, and we encourage you to get some for yourself as well. The start of a new month means a whole new set of dice that are available, and they're pretty limited supply, so you're getting really like genuine one-off sort of sets, you know, or rare sets, and those come in metal, acrylic. You can get wooden dice.
Order them.
Yeah, exactly. And you can get a special discount code from us, and that is Kiwi Legenz.
And yes, also,
And I'll just mention World Anvil.
yes.
Yes, thank you. I need to go.
World Anvil. Catch you later, Truby. Great to have you. Catch you later, buddy.
Good to brother with you. You
too.
You're best friend, brother.
World Anvil is the ultimate tool for making online campaign creation, world building for your DIA, if you're a dungeon master, if you're an author, if you're just world builder in general, then head to World Anvil and make your worlds come true. They've got a whole bunch of tools specifically for dungeon masters. They're awesome. Okay.
Leo. Yo. Oh, yeah, I've been, I was jealous seeing all the singing that was happening while I wasn't here. If you're looking for some paints, I know them, they're angelic and they're saints. If you're looking for some books, you wanna grow your knowledge in every nook. D&D,
D&D.
that's where you find all your D&D needs.
BD&D.
That's how you roll, that's where you go for.
BD&D.
D&D, yeah. BD&D, yeah.
Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo, Papa. Scooby-Doo-Boo-Da, yeah. Oh, yeah, Mike, come on now. I got some dice, some books. I want a player's handbook.
We got it all, just look them up and then they'll show you what's up. So, you know the place, you know, say it with me. Yeah, it's a BD&D.
D&D, BD&D.
yeah. BD&D, BD&D. Dice Legends is a discount, that's all you need.
Use a Dice Legends for a discount code. Hey, it's been fun hanging out with you guys. Longy, so nice to have you back from New York. It's been a lot of
Thank you,
fun.
team. No, it's been an adventure, and I've
Been a lot of fun.
been waiting to come back.
All right, guys, we'll catch you next time. Roll those credits. We'll see you next time.
Oh.